get tacos. I'm going to get up and go get my tacos, which should be delicious. We'll enjoy those. I'll probably have a salad on the side. I didn't actually see what the rest of it is. Hopefully everyone enjoys the middle of their day. The president's going to be speaking, so do be aware. You never really know. Watch out for oil futures. Maybe he says something about clarity. I have no idea. Maybe he says something about China. You just have to be prepared for all contingencies. Adara's going to make sure you're abreast of the news, as will the Midday boys, and I believe if C is here as well. So we'll see you back at 2 o'clock. For now, it's Joey Options putting in the work all day. It is Sharif the Professor. It's the Midday Madness, and good luck on FCUV.
I like that. I like that.
My shoulder's feeling better today, Sharif. I could do the Jude.
Boom. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That's your boy Joey Ops. I'm Sharif, and we got a little bit of a light bunch today, but we're gonna we'll find some nice names here to trade on the Midday. Let's say hello to everybody. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Mike, Homeless God, Bovin, The Profit Taker, Anurag, Juan Padilla, Dom, Benton. What is happening, man? Apparently, this Vinicius thing is really. Juan, have you been following this? Get on Instagram, my man, because apparently it's almost done. Apparently, yeah, Madrid can't top the offer, so it looks like he's going to leave. Daryl Finch, Jay Bronson, I Be Surfing USA, shout out to my man Candle, Stacks, and Jaguar Nub, Big Sky 69. We got Shang Official and Moon Dancer, AJ Easy joining us as well as Joey. Midwest Rub? I was going to say Rob. Shout out to Dino, Vincenre, Ticker Tantrum, Headbangers. Shout out to Scott Zoo and Kirk D, Jody's Used Items.
What's up, Jody?
What's up, Jody? Snowman, Durant Gordon, XC, X2CYEE. Joe Lopez. We got, Benton, I don't know, man. It's something my spidey sense says at least we're in the hunt here. Shout out to Snowmeister. What's going on, brother? Wyatt, Brooke Trades. No Way G2H. We got Crypto, Q5X, and Danny Day Trizzy. Shout out to the SQ Endless and Buzz Daz, ABC Premium joining us as well. Joey G. Thomas, The Long Man, 001. I'm going to say hello to one more. Okay. I'm going to have to do more, Joey.
Okay.
Big Wick Energy. I am Big Deal. Big Scalp.
What's
a lot of bigs.
Speaking of bigs, you know who showed up this morning?
Who showed up?
Big Smile himself with a dropping a nuke in the chat.
Did he come at you immediately?
Of course. Brett was like, listen, everybody knew it was coming. Notorious Dinkelberg's like, do it. Listen, we're not going to neglect our good friends over there on TikTok, so we'll give a couple of friends here, of our friends here, a shout out over there. We got Bravely, we got Private User Houston Shreve. You might be able to read that one. I can't read that there. ARNO.
I can't read it.
You can't read it.
I'm illiterate.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So am I, anyways, in English too. So Frog, Anna, Miss Gotham, Sam, IKA. Who do we got in the chat, man? Argman, Dan, chat. What's up, brother? Blessed, and you are too. Oh, that's very kind of you. I like that stuff, man. You're gonna get a remembrance from me, Amir. East meets West bestie, always giving us super chats in there during the other stream as well too. So thank you very much, Jason, Shadow Drip, Maverick Life, T Money, Frizz, Sia's in the building, Big Dolph. You know Young Dolph, right, Shreve?
Yeah, of course.
Rest in peace. It's not Katie. Okay, cool. Two Saint, a couple of more. Ronnie, it's Eli, Prem, Rise and Shine, and one more. Joshua Wright, thank you all for joining us via TikTok, guys. It's been a little bit of a choppy one here today. Someone in the chat, I've taken 4 trades, Sharif. We're 1 for 4, slightly negative here on the day. Right, but yeah, I mean, hey, man, it's how it goes. Listen, we missed our primetime opportunities. We were going over what we had. So right out of the gate, we get out exactly when we were supposed to, and we talk about the at-bats. So here it goes. I'm looking at my second swing here. We make a little bit of contact, but no follow through on that one there, Sharif. So we get out, we try it one more time, and then it was Tank City to the southeast there within the NASDAQ. The memory names obviously helping the market move a little bit lower. And then we took another attempt, NVDA. We were looking to the short side, and then I'm like, what are we thinking here? Yeah, probably not the best idea. Allow the momentum to cool off. VWAP was that target. Just in case the seller stepped in, we would have got to move back into 28.30s. I would have liked that a lot, but it continued to break through that resistance zone, push a little bit higher to 28.90, and then all the way back down to where we are from an entry standpoint. But it's a little bit more difficult to navigate. I'm personally going to avoid the short side. Now, moving forward, we talked about Google all day. Man, oh man, this was a prime time dip buy. Now, this is going to be a massive teller and a focal point here for the name. If you sit on top of this 353 level and continue to the northeast, by all means, you can see a big-time move in Google in some form of continuation. But Sharif, I know you got something for me.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec, just setting up my stops here. We're in FCUV. I'm just looking for prior bar low to hold. If it doesn't hold, I'm out. So we're going to have to give this kind of a tight range here because it is awfully volatile. I'll have to keep my eye on it as well, lest it halt down and blow through my stop, which is always a risk with these multiple halters. It's up a substantial amount. 587% is nothing to sneeze at. It's currently below prior bar high. Prior bar high. Oh, God, this thing again. It doesn't, the hover is not working, so I have to look at it on the multi-time frame. So prior bar high takes us to 1370, prior bar low is 1220. That's where I stop out. We're going to give this one the old community college try. It is having trouble, even holding above 13 at the moment. But I've got more on here. The side chart, let's bring it in. Sorry, guys, I see all the tags, but I just have to go through all these first before we start chatting in the chat. CIGL, it's been all over the map here, and the volume weighted average price, which is the white line, kind of looks like the line of best fit, to be quite honest with you here. So I don't want to base anything up on VWAP. We're going to look at price levels, 70 pennies support here, and then you can see a lot of resistance in and around 110. It looks to be 112 where the players aren't dwelling at this particular area, but I'm going to say 110 to 70, so about a 40 penny range there on a 95 penny name currently. Let's see how this cookie crumbles. Nothing to do quite yet on this one. Then I've got MGRX. MGRX is also up substantially, about 180%. It's well off the high though of $1.25. It's trading at 82 pennies. So it's, it's got a bit of a downtrend. The good news is I'd say this 80 penny area has been, an interesting area of support, both of support and resistance. Initially as resistance at 8 a.m. and now, it's looking like the 10 EMA and VWAP are both overlapping there. So I could definitely be interested in a possible hold on that. I haven't done anything quite yet on it, so we'll see how this cookie crumbles. We've got another one here. Thank you for everybody coming in with the super chats there. Amari, what's up? Thank you very much, brother. On TikTok, we're looking at BHC as well. 659 high, and this one has been quite respectful of trend. Look how well this one has been holding up at the 10 EMA. So we're going to keep an eye on BHC. This is a second day play. It's not a big, as I mentioned, 8 and change. Nothing really to write home about. GSUN also in focus. I like this one as well. It's a multi-day runner. We saw GSUN really have a day on the 29th. More consolidative yesterday. In fact, it had a bit of a downtrend in the later part of the day, say from 12 o'clock onward. 42 penny high today, which breaches yesterday's high. So the trend continued, the multi-day trend, I should say, continuing to be intact. We have higher lows. We have higher highs on GSUN. Less volume today, though. I'm also looking at TGHL. This one is also a little bit of a low volume mover. It's barely above the dollar, if that. It's at 103. The volume profile is declining down and to the right. So I have to be careful with this one. And then SkyQ. SkyQ could lose its spot on the side chart any moment now because it's just lost VWAP. It had a nice breakout right at 930. I don't want to say a Christmas tree retracement. It looks more like it's stair-stepping down. So got into 5 1/3. It got back into VWAP here, and then it loses 5. So it's putting in lower lows, lower highs. We'll see how that ends up doing. And then, I have BHC on 2 charts here. That's no good. I was supposed to have SOC up. Yes, sorry. Let me just put SOC over here. Yes, SOC looks really good. Okay, so I didn't see anybody call this one out quite yet in the chat, but SOC is a bit of a sneaky one here. Light volume, but it just keeps ripping up, and it's a lot closer to 5 than it is a VWAP, which is at about 4 2/3. So I don't know what to do with this one. Do we put in a dip trade at $0.75, or do we wait for a bigger retracement? Hard to tell what the plan should be here on SOC, but we're going to keep an eye on all 8 of these bad boys. Let's see how the trade, though, Joey, on FCUV ends up doing. We're printless still. but it hasn't failed yet either. Let me just go through some of this stuff over here. Pathic, what's up, my guy? IX at 60, ZBAO. Let's look at, first of all, IX. No, that one is not for me, brother. Super light vol. Let's look at ZBAO. There goes FCUV, Bovin. Above, I always elicit Bovin. Bovin's like probably, yo, stop saying my name, man. Nah, I'm pretty sure he's good with it. We're looking for more here, Bovin. It did breach prior bar high. I don't know. There seems to be a seller at 13.5. 13.75 options, man.
Yeah,
There's somebody selling up a storm at 70 pennies. Let's see if we can send 85 now options, man. This one is really Rip City. Rip City. Here comes. Into 90 we go. Here comes 14. Don't turn on me, FCUV. Lest, you make me look bad over here. I'm dancing and it probably turns on me. So next profit taker, we're looking for 14.25. It just breached through 14, but no continuation. Down goes Fraser. Right back into 13.5. So zagging. This one's got all the juice, both sides. TLYPO, you guys ever food fast on your workout routine cycle? Food fast, what does that mean? Like not eat? No, I don't do that kind of stuff, brother. I just keep it kosher. We got Brian, keep an eye on FFAI. Sure, absolutely. Faraday Futures, put it on the watch list. Ozan, FCUV now does not look good. Now, if you ask me, I am always wrong. I don't know about that, Ozan, but I don't know if small caps are your specialty, brother. But let me know what you think. Bovin's already celebrating about FCUV and Lele. Get it, Lele. Thank you for the $11 super chat. I have designed a combo strat, small cap runners, and obvious options up $2,500 in 2 days. Not bad. Thank you for teaching. Each one teach one. Each one teach one. I like that.
We like that one. All right, Sharif, we got something. VinFast continues to expand beyond vehicle sales. This week, VinFast India partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV. That's how you say it. Financing access with Green SM launched all electric ride-hailing in Kazakhstan with VinFast BF6 vehicles together. These moves highlight VinFast's broader mobility ecosystem strategy. You can find them on the NASDAQ under ticker VFS. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You're only about 2% off of the 3% off of the all-time highs in Amazon. So yeah, never mind this. That pullback that you were down about 25% or so, 18, sorry to be exact, and then off to the races it goes. So Amazon doing absolute wonderful things for the overall market, but the memory name's not necessarily doing so. We're only up about 0.1%, and the SPY is actually flat. It's flat, Sharif, if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Literally. So but a lot of bless-yous going on. 2.6% here to the top side for USO. And then the VIX is also up 2% as well, too, ladies and gentlemen. So other than that, man, we had our attempts this morning. We only got one rocking and rolling. And with that being said, we're going to be patient and wait for some high-quality opportunities. I did believe that there was going to be one for some form of continuation here on NVDA. We'll go to the long side and get some numbers that we find attractive and see if we can get a form of any continuation. We're pulling back on Google off of that $354 high. There's a key pivot there, guys, right into the backside of this trend line. If it breaks and holds on the daily, I'm going to suspect we're going to see a lot more topside in this name. If Amazon's going to hit the all-time highs off a lot of that cloud, then I wouldn't be surprised if Google does so momentarily. With that being said, let's get our order placed out there, Sharif, just in case it does come back into the level that we want. We're going to paste at 28.30. We don't want anything more. I guess I would take a little bit less, but that means my trade would be under the water. But nothing more than 28.30 here on NVDA. You're still up 1%. Now, if we talk about SanDisk, which we have been all day, it was up 5% at one point, now negative 3.8%. Now, as for a Micron, down 4% here, Sharif, so not too good of a look whatsoever. Coinbase getting absolutely destroyed, down another 14.25%, man. That's insane.
Ew.
Yeah, it's over.
14?
It's over.
It's all, just shut it down now.
It's over. Yeah, it's over. It's over,
bro.
Man.
It's over for the shiny one.
The based one.
Yeah. The based one. Okay.
Coinbase.
I was gonna call Brian Armstrong the shiny one because he shines that bad boy in the morning. I'm pretty sure he has a a boatload of wax and stuff like that he probably
God.
dips into. Sorry, bro. Hey, look, man, I started that joke before you shaved your head, so I can't back it down.
You can back it down. I mean, you can totally back it down.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. We're still watching FCUV. I don't like the way this looks, Bovin. Topping hill in the 14. It still hasn't breached prior bar low, but the 5-minute candle that just closed at 11:10 is a doji candle, which closed marginally red. Now, the good news is it has higher lows and higher highs. I don't know how this cookie crumbles. Bovin thinks the 5-minute candle needs to close above 1350. I think the 5-minute candle needs to close above 14. That's just kind of the way I see it. But maybe we're looking at the same thing, just looking maybe at just slightly different levels. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this one.
Oh, no.
FFAI,
Dude,
Faraday Futures is ripping, Joseph. So I don't know if you want to trade these small cappers today, but this one is really going. It is halted now to the upside. Randy, where is he? Faraday Futures is halted to the upside, my guy. It's $8.26. And you know what, Randy? It halted at 8.26, and the tap is showing 9. So here we go again. Oh, I love small caps. Let's go, baby. All right, guys, we're going to have to keep a close eye here on Faraday. There is my man. Get it, Randy. We have the mic ready for you and everything.
We got it ready.
So here's Faraday. Look how beautiful that uptrend is, huh? You know what, Randy? We're in for a good time, not a long time. All right. So Faraday Futures, guys, FCUV. I did see it, Nick. We haven't printed anything next. We're waiting for a move above 14. I just won't take out any more here. I'm going to have to pack the patience, see if we can get above 14 options, man. But for now, we're going to have to see.
Yeah, we're going to send it over there, but there was definitely something that just stepped into the market via volume-wise. We're going to send it
There goes FCUV.
There it goes.
We get the print above 14.
And there we go to the desk.
Get it, Bovin.
Definitely something did step in volume-wise, so USO did drop a little bit here. So the total U.S. products supplied of crude oil and petroleum has fallen in May due to the lowest since March 2025. So U.S. products supplied of distillate fuel oil has fallen to the lowest since June 2020. So that's what I am seeing over here. If there's any more comments, I will be sure to let you know. We also do have U.S. President Donald Trump, who will be speaking in a couple of minutes, just waiting, not prompts today.
What did he say? What did he say there?
I don't know. I think it was like Drake's song there. Remember that? Call me on whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Current bar high on FCUV. Oh, goodness gracious. Good God. FCUV. Come on, not ZBAO. We want FCUV. Hey, good job, computer. You're so good. 1467, current bar high on FCUV. I'm waiting at 88s, 1488s that is, and then I'm waiting at 1525. We're looking for more here, Bovin, and I know full well that we're still in the downtrend, even though we got a big move up. And this is what I mean by the downtrend. Area high, that's the high of the day, 1759. And then we have another area high, the 1040 bar, the high of which is 1616. And then we have this area high, the high of which is 1436. So it's still a bit of a lower high, but by the same token, we have higher lows. So we're in a bit of a compression pattern, which is typically bullish, right? You look for the compression pattern to resolve in the direction of the trend. And when you're up 560 some thought percent, we needn't argue about what the trend is here. The point is, though, this one will come with bamboozlement, meaning that it may resolve higher, may resolve above 16, 17, but it may wick you out on the way there. So that is the problem. So that's what I'm trying to keep my eye on so that I'm not subject to these kind of bamboozling prints, Joey. Continuing to watch us trade above 14.
All right, yeah, so we're in this trade here, guys. I'm not in love with it, to be honest with you, even though it's slightly ITM. I mean, if this support level breaks, that momentum to the downside was not favoring us. What I was looking for is this pullback to really get us engaged. But if we can continue to move higher, I'll take it for what it is. But I think what I'm going to do is really focus on some of these small caps. I know I was saying that earlier here today, but yeah, I think it's one of those days. Yesterday, we were fortunate enough to finish on the positive side of things, but I just get the, that gut feeling where it's like, all right, we may not be in sync with what's going on here, and that's totally fine. That's why we have more tools in our bag, is that we just head over to what the small cap world is, and it's very specific PA, right? Like we're keeping our eyes on the momentum in the high of the day break. So that's what I'm going to do. If we get this move back to VWAP, fantastic. But if not, then that's it. We took our attempts, didn't work on the short side, and you can see liquidity grabs everyone up here, even though I might have just been too early on the thesis. And then sure enough, now moving to the downside, giving back the majority of its move from not too long ago. Short Google. I did want to short Google from the highs, but again, I missed my entry on that one. Meta's heading lower, so it did momentarily break through VWAP, now heading to the south side. We'll give this to 20s, and then we're at a Doge on this one, and probably going to be the last attempt via large cap here for me on the day, and just look for some of these other opportunities here. So we'll keep our eyes, just in case that bid hits 20, Sharif, we're AC Slater to that one, and it looks like we're going to momentarily. Half of our risk already moved to the SPXC. This is SpaceX ETF here, maybe. SaxJ, what's up with this one? No volume. Oh, we got to fix this one. David Sachs? Oh, okay. This one has a crazy amount of volume. Okay, there it goes. We're out. We're out of, well, no, I mean, we're moving to the downside. So, yeah. MGRX, Amazon. This is a small cap. Why is Amazon F here? FCOV. This thing's not doing too much after that initial selling, but yeah, that's it, man. We're going to sit on our hands for a little bit. Faraday, as Sharif is mentioning, is halted. No more large cap trades for me.
I think
Sorry about that. Thank you so much. We just have a little bit of a correction that was posted. The U.S. crude oil exports have hit a record high in May. So it has hit a record high. It's not at its lowest since June 2020. So just clarified that with a couple of sources here. There's corrections coming in from multiple news agencies as well. So just reporting that the EIA has said that the U.S. crude oil exports have hit a record high as of May. And yes, keep an eye out. Couple of minutes, still waiting. U.S. President Donald Trump will be speaking, so we'll keep an eye out if the markets follow rise on that.
Thank you very much for that, Sia. Thank you for the clarification on that. FCUV, look, guys, you know, it's in the 13s. It's in the high 13s. It's in the 14s. I'm not liking it, and there it's failing. We're out. There it goes, FCUV for the last remaining amount. We'll give a little bit back there because we were still holding about, I think, 33% of the position there. So we did lose a little bit on that move down, but still positive on it. FCUV all over the map. I had a feeling that this was going to make a bit of a lower high, but now this helps me focus on Faraday. So 11:15:35 is the halt time. The halt price was 8:26. So the earliest open now that we've passed 11:20:35 is going to be 11:25:35. So we'll see what the move is there. The top guys 8:51 right now on Faraday futures. So interested in this, up 54%. Let me just take a quick look, see what the hell Faraday is moving up for here, man. Volatility halt, volatility halt. No, there is no catalyst here on Faraday. So, yeah, we may have to be careful with this one. Monks says Faraday will chop you. Look, brother, you know, like if I shied away from these small caps, right, then, you know, we wouldn't be trading them. But, yeah, I can handle it. We'll see, man. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But we'll keep an eye here on Faraday. Now, I'm a little disappointed with this out, but on FCUV, because it bounced right back up. Now, I had my out at a strategic area. Look at this thing. Right back up here into 13. So maybe I didn't give it all the way down here. I have to give it to 11 1/3.
Right,
It's not losing trend at the moment. This is where it would lose trend, like at that 11:35, 11:40 area. But that is like $3 away from where we are right now. So right back up goes FCUV. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on this one. Tam Panda, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Sharif, I heard that companies were sending complaints to you guys for calling small cap cappers small cap crappers. XD, is that the lore? Look, brother, I came up with it as like a few years ago, and people got offended at the time. They're like, I trade small caps, don't call them crappers. What the hell do you think I'm doing over here, man, every freaking day for the last 2.5 years? Of course I don't think they're crap, otherwise I wouldn't be trading them. But the point remains the same, is that they're around for a good time, not a long time. So, you're not going to see me holding these overnight, despite the fact that I know a lot of you guys are and doing it quite successfully. I just don't have that kind of risk appetite. But I love calling them small cap crappers, man. Don't take yourself too seriously, guys. So I'm doing it live. There we go. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Chris, that's a good one, bro.
Huh?
Yes, Chris. I haven't heard that one before. Thank you for that, brother. All right, so we're having a good time. We're having a good time over here. We're still waiting for Faraday to open up. What time is it, Joey? It's 12:44, 46. So we have about another 50 seconds or so to a possible open here on FFAI. We're going to keep an eye on that. While I keep an eye on that, you can keep an eye on this. SOC continues to look pretty freaking good. New York stock, not up big at all. In fact, it's only up 9 1/3 from what I see over here, but there's the freaking day high, and it just took it out. 491. This one's on its horse and could see $5 sooner rather than later. I'd rather wait for a little bit of a pullback here on SOC, but we're definitely keeping it on watch. So let's keep here an eye on FFAI, which is now about 10 seconds from possible resumption. 872 top, moving up. 875 top, 876, 882, 881 open. Look for the move down. Look for the move down through 8.5. I stop out. Let's see what this one has to offer. Does it have the juice to take out some levels? What do we get? We got 889. So let's put some there. Oh, there it goes. We're going to have to end that as it loses the $0.50. 793 limit down. Keeping an eye here on $0.50 defend. So right now you're seeing the $0.50 get defended. Nice. Let's see if we can kind of get back into this one and work our way back in. What do you got, Joey? Because I'm going to have to concentrate.
Yeah, I'm looking at the exact same thing here to see if we're going to get any momentum shift back towards the top side. So with that being said, when we're trading these, man, it's really important to focus, for my style anyways, on the tape. So right now it looks a little weak, filling this gap from that previous halt band there. You open up a little bit higher, and then now 854. You're holding that $0.50, as Shreve was mentioning. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Unfortunately, unfortunately, the market is heading back towards the low of the day. SPY a little bit stronger than the NASDAQ, but Meta at a key support system right here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes out on this one, right? $543. If this snaps, there might be some more downside. 25 minutes of consecutive selling. You have Amazon coming off of the highs. You have Google coming off of the highs. And then there is the market looking to attempt. Apple's still hovering around, not doing too much. You did have a little bit of a volume spike there, but nothing crazy. And I mean, what the heck happened there? Oh, okay, that's why. And then NVIDIA, I took my eyes off of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to allow it to do it. I got to follow what Jimmy Chill has to say today. Right. Oh, my God. We had the short idea. Should have gave it a couple more attempts, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Wish in one hand, do something in the other. And then you know what happens after that. You end up at the lower end of the range here within this name specifically. Looking for Faraday to turn things around. I want to head over to the scanner as the mega cap tech names are dragging the overall market down with it. So not too good of a look here, ladies and gentlemen. Have we increased our percentage to the downside in Micron and SanDisk? Yes, we have. 7. Oh, that's BM&R. DRAM down 4%. SK Hynix down 2%. Seagate down about 1/5 or 1/10 of a percent. SanDisk 6% almost, and Micron 6%. So extremely tough look. With that being said, we're going to pull up the cost speed one more time, and it's just like, where are the buyers? Where are the buyers? Is it going now? Yeah. Okay, I got to focus on this.
We're in pretty aggressively here.
You're in aggressively there. I like the look of this jib for a break of this level, Shreve, a clean flush of the tape. Let's see if we get buyers to step right back in on this bad boy, and then we're going to be rocking and rolling. I don't know if I should reduce my size than what I have on my initial. Yeah, I'm going to, just because. Let's see if this gets a break, but we want to see more momentum and more volume. But here's the tape. Let's see. A lot can tell us here. As soon as we see that clean flush, you're going to see your boy involved with this potential trade, Shreve.
All right, man. I'm just involved
here,
brother.
Okay, so I can keep going on. Yeah, I mean, I can keep going on. There's no worries about that. Anyways, aside from that, you know what we have our eye on?
What do you got?
My eye on? Faraday. I have my eye on Faraday as well, too. But Amazon pulling back pretty aggressively here, my brother. Also, indecision print. Gore, great call out here earlier in the day on this one. This was fantastic. There it is.
560.
There it is. Let's see if we can get
70.
any form of. There it
80.
is. That's what I'm talking about.
Look for 9.
You know who it is.
Look for 9, baby. Let's go.
That's what we're talking about. That's
fur,
what I was waiting
baby, fur. There goes 9
Yes,
options,
sir.
man, into the high. 939 limit up.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got 840. Watch for the drop.
Whoa. We're out.
Shut it, mom. Open up shop.
All right, we take that, man. That was a big time move.
That's a Rough Riders roll. Let's go, baby. We're still holding, man. There's going to be volatility here, right? Anything through 8, I end it, right? I have to risk 40 pennies. Here comes 8. We took a good amount at the top. If it loses 8, I'm out, right? It's just really that simple. You have to give it room because the bottoming tail candle, the inverse hammer candle, found support at 8. So if you're not going to give it to 8, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not allowing the trade to develop enough by just being a little bit too cautious. Taking out a little bit more here. $half seller, big $half seller. Back into the 60s we go. It's a 930 high. Oh, my Lanta. Right back up options, man. Looking for 9 and change here. Looking for 9 1/3 buyer, 930 buyer. Into the third of a dollar, $0.25. Watch out for the loss of 8, guys. There was an 808 buyer last time we were down here. So be on the lookout for that 808 buyer to step back in. If he doesn't step back in, mamma mia, this one could be very bad and can find a limit down. So we're going to keep a close eye here on this one. Down goes 820. There's an 820, 8 1/4 buyer. The volatility is just ripping here, Joey. And the funny thing is, with all this volume, we've only done 4 million shares, right? So it's kind of a little ironic at this point. 808, there it is.
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it failed a little bit. 768 limit down. It's going to halt down. 768 limit freaking down. Oh, my Lanta. This one is all over the map, but we did well on this trade here. Gave back a little bit there, but I got the majority up at the top, so I was happy about that.
We waited for that volume in the tape to display itself as we were talking about. It's displayed a little bit better on this chart, but anyways, you see this is where we took half off at 9:15s, and then as soon as it came back, I got out, and then yeah, the tape just completely flipped, and you've seen the aggressiveness start to step right back in. So boom, we take half off at the highest point, and then sure enough, we just take that break even as price action slightly turned around on us over there. So yeah, I mean, can we bounce once again? Gaurav, where are you at, brother? I want to know if you're going to be looking to get involved with NVDA one more time. I said I'm not going to be trading these small caps, so I'm curious if you are. Amazon looking pretty good south of the volume weighted average price, but without any form of questioning, the momentum is most definitely to the downside if you ask me. Look at the strength within this candle, but if we want to remain optimistic, which I believe we will, is the volume isn't supporting this move, right? We often talk about effort and result. There's not very much sell pressure and a massive result in regards to this sell engulfing this whole range in 5 minutes here from 269 all the way to a low of 267, just absolutely gone. So if the market's going to continue to move higher, maybe this indecision print right here at Amazon. I can't hear you guys either, and I'm logged in. I don't know if you said anything.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can hear you. Let's go. Let's send it over to the desk. The hottest segment of the day.
As you guys can see in the screen, President Trump just began speaking here at this cabinet meeting. But another thing that just happened was the European market closed a matter of minutes ago. So let's get into the close of the final Euro sessions of the week with one.
Thank you, Adara. Final Euro session for the week. And European markets closing on a high, mostly in the green, as big corporate movers as well as positive economic growth data. Despite some energy price worries, that's definitely leading the market. So we take a look at the stocks 600, up by about 0.12%, hitting a fresh session high. Regional chip equipments on the rise, carrying that aggregate tape on up. In Germany, we got a huge strong tech rebound, especially with upbeat corporate earnings as well as falling oil prices. Despite ongoing Middle East geopolitical tensions, we saw chipmaker Infineon up by about 4.5%, led the benchmark, followed by Siemens Energy as well as Hochtief, both of which advanced by around 1.5%. So we see a huge rebound in tech sector in Germany. Over in France, the same. ST Microelectronics rose by about 2% today, following global tech stock gains driven by optimism over AI spending overnight. And of course, France annual inflation, here's some economic data, that rose to about 2.1% in July from 1.8% in June. Their producer prices also fell by 0.6% month on month after a revised 0.2% drop in May. So that data definitely more cautious ECB approach to monetary easing in the future. But I've also got some updates on the UK, continuing to monitor some weaker oil prices. They were the only ones in the red today. I mean, apart from NatWest, which was one of the biggest gainers today. They gained about 4.5% following higher full-year guidance as well as a share buyback program with their recent 2026 results. But IAG, International Airlines Group, they fell by nearly 2% after missing their revenue targets. They're citing that higher fuel costs, especially from the ongoing Middle East geopolitical war, that's also affecting that of their Middle East routes being suspended. But main story in Europe is the Apex capital. Right now, we see a lot of spending, money being injected, fresh capital being injected back into all the chip manufacturers as well as European hardwares. They started the week off pretty badly, but ending the week off strong. And I've got some data here from the Eurozone annual inflation. That rose by about 2.9% compared to that of 2.8% in June. It's meeting expectations, but it's well under the ECB's 2% target. Some key numbers here: energy inflation up to 10% from 8.5% due to the US-Iran hostilities. Core inflation edged up by about 2.5% from 2.4% last month. Services rose to 3.3% from 3.2%, as well as industrial goods reaching 0.9% from 0.7%. Inflation accelerating in Germany, France, Spain, and Netherlands. Only country that was easing was in Italy. So a lot to think about, especially with the European Central Bank coming into the next month. We never know, we might get another hike from them.
Yeah, a lot to consider here. Let's get ready for the Asian market segment with Juan at this desk at 3:30 p.m. as we send you back to the midday.
Thank you for that, Juan. Thank you for that, Adara. You're continuing to watch FCUV. I did have a nice little trade on it there during the break. A little premature, the exit. As we move back up, the compression pattern is in full effect here on FCUV. It is holding prior area lows, but it is dropping, right? At times, especially when we get into that upper area of the resistance band, it is really following trend. And by following trend, I mean kind of maintaining its pattern here within the compression pattern. Let's just zoom out so I can kind of make my point. Like, look how well this is holding up, both as resistance and support. I think FCUV, if it can break above prior area high, like a defined prior area high, this could be a quadruple digit winner just based on how it's trading. Okay, that's my spidey sense. Prior area high to me is going to be right now 1467. I think if we can get above 15, but we're also, let's not get too excited just because we get above 15. 14 again showing up. 1650, I would say, is the real test here. There goes 14. Not at the local area high, as we mentioned. 1467 is what I perceive to be local area high, into 14.25 here. So good look. But Nick, I want to get to Nick's super chat because we have a lot of super chats we didn't get to. Sharif, speaking of swing, if you had $1,000 to swing a small cap this weekend, which do you think sets up well for a long best of luck today? Thank you, Nick. All class as always, and thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Just have to focus here on, give me a sec, Nick, because FCUV is really going. It's maintaining itself above 14 here, so I'd like to see what this one possibly has to offer. If it can get above 1467, this one could be really gangbusters. 1450 now, aggressive move. Let's see if we can get above 67. I'm going to put some orders here. Let's throw these out, see if we can get any of them. 1467, whoa. There it goes, options, man. 15 incoming, I'm waiting at 88, it's just crossed, bro. Unbelievable, there it goes, Joey, options into 15. Watch out for a flush here. Sorry, Nick, I just had to do this, brother, because, we're doing it live. So holding here, FCUV, it's against me now, but I've gotten a lot out, so I'm going to put something above 15. Let's see if we can get a print above 15. We're going to wait there as well. So there we go, 1555. We're going to post that. 1 second, SSE. I just have to let this resolve. 1525, 1470. Looking for the move above 15. There's 80. There's 15. 1537 limit up. Let's freaking go. Let's see if we can get caught in a halt here, okay? Sorry, just have to do that. Let me just see exactly what we got. Boom. We're going to now let this one go. Let's see if we can get caught up in the halt. 1676 limit up. So this one could have a lot of juice here. 1676 limit up. Can we get above 1550? Right now, the local area high options, man, is 1560. What a move up by FCUV. Rep City. Rep City. All right, we're going to send it to Sia.
Keep an eye out on SPY, the market climbing right now. U.S. President Donald Trump has started his remarks, and he has also touted the stock market, also said that I do not blame the cyber attack in Minnesota on Iran. Comments are still coming in, and as they flow in, I will be sure to update you. Stay tuned.
Yeah, well, this is why I'm so quick with the keys, guys, because of this exact reason. Limit down 1136. We literally just got to 16. And this one bleeds its own blood. Down goes Fraser. Oh, my days. 1120 limit down, showing 1176 now, back above 12. Okay. Now that we did pretty good on that, man. I'm not going to lie. Let's look at some multiple day runners here for the OG, Nick. So which one was I seeing? BHC. Look, I don't think this is a small cap gapper, Nick. I was seeing a multi-billion-dollar market cap. But look at the daily on BHC. Above the 200, multiple green days in a row. So basically, since the 23rd of July, Nick, and today's the last day of July, so, over a week, there's one red candle. So 23rd green, 24th, inside day, higher low, but lower high. That changes on the 27th, higher low, higher high. A green day, but an inside day on the 28th, and then it rips on the 29th above 490, then it rips again on the 30th into that 607, and today it's at 661. So BHC, I don't know how you feel about this one, Nick Dub, but BHC looks good to me, multiple day runner. I just have to tell you, though, that I've never personally swung a small cap gapper overnight. So I may not be the person to ask here, but it's a multi-day runner, and it looks good to me. The long man, 001, sorry to keep you waiting, brother. $10 super chat, small caps. Around for a good time, not a long time. I can't read that last part, but thank you very much for the super chat. ZBAO says Moisey Garcia. Thank you very much, brother, for a $2 super chat. We're going to send you to Sia, and when we get back, I'm going to look at ZBAO for you.
Here, but keep an eye out on CVX as well. Chevron CEO has announced talks with multiple parties for potential pipelines from Iraq. Just repeating, Chevron CEO has announced talks, multiple parties for potential pipelines from Iraq. Keep an eye out. Nothing major of a move, but just something to note.
Thank you very much, Sia, for that. Let's look at ZBAO or ZB, however your English persuasion, maybe, right? They're both right. Which one do you say, Joey?
Z or
Z? You say Z, huh? Okay. So ZBAO displeases me at the moment because it's below VWAP. Okay, so let me take that back. VWAP hasn't acted as support and resistance on the day, at least not that I see. It's cutting through the middle of the price action. So whether or not this is above VWAP or not, I don't think should feature too greatly in my analysis here. Let's see. For the exception of this huge move at 9 a.m., this feels like a bit of an upward channel. Hey, Randy. What's going on, brother? Taco Friday. Feels like a bit of an upward channel. Again, save and except for this one move over here. I got to tell you, brother, this isn't my cup of tea. Like, this is not what I'd be looking to trade. It's a range. It may or may not be a range. I would look for something a little bit better. I see Faraday finding a little bit of support here, so I'd probably be looking at Faraday for some volatility. So let's look over here. $7 support. You're getting two candles now that have defended $7. The 1135 candle has a 693 low, but it closed well above 7. And then the current 1140 candle has a 717 low. So prior bar high, which is important, as well as an 830 high. Here comes, it's 819 limit up on Faraday. I could give this the current bar low. That takes me to 717, right? For a possible move right back above. Or I can wait for a breakout trade. The breakout trade here would be the break of prior bar high, which I mentioned is 830. So you could say, put a breakout trade at 833, or you could be a little bit more conservative. put your dip trade near the 7s, right? Because we've been talking about this one defending 7 at least for the last 10 minutes. Fail 7, you have something maybe in the 680s, 6 low 90s, so you end up, losing 20 pennies rather than maybe punching in at 8.30 and then dropping all the way to 7, then losing $1.30 per share, right? Because you would have to literally give it to 7 because that's where the support is. So keep your eye on this one. I could be persuaded both ways, whether you want to take a breakout trade or you want to take a dip trade. The dip trade, of course, may or may not come in, right? So you could do both as well. Here comes $8, 808, 806. So this one could be taking out prior bar high sooner rather than later. Look for that 830 break, and while we look out for that, C is going to tell you about this.
Lockheed Martin a little bit to the upside. LMT, U.S. President Donald Trump has just mentioned talking about how America's great military, and the stock has reacted a little bit of an uptick for LMT.
Yeah, it is.
This is ripping.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that one out there.
Well.
Yeah, Ryan O'Day, our boy over there, pointing that one out. Yeah, I mean, let's see what Faraday's up to. This was crazy. Boom. How are you in this already, Bob?
What he does, bro.
Yeah, he's just boom. He's in it. He's in it already. I've seen Adam James write in the chat. He's like, "Oh man, you just got rinsed." What I seen on this down candle on who me?
Adam.
Oh yeah. No, he was saying he got rinsed.
Oh,
yeah. On this.
Okay.
And so in half of the chat, I was looking at this and I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyways, I thought we were gonna head for this high of the day break, and then in a split second, it dropped from $15 all the way to $12.40.
Oh.
I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I said it in the chat. I'm like, man, that should be illegal. Yeah, exactly. And we need that. I need that key, because when things like that happen, that is the least we can say. So that's unfortunate on what happened. But Faraday, Sharif, might give us another opportunity for a high of the day break. LFS starting to come back in here. I don't know if you like this, but a high of the day break, that's my style of trade. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. More data to be displayed here. But we had a nice little move on FFAI, eliminating a lot of the losses just like that. Boom, the momentum to the top side is exactly what we're looking for as we broke through the HOD, held those levels, and then went on a nice little move to the top side. Now, as for some of the larger names, no idea what they're up to at this point. And that's okay, because Google's still at 349. Maybe I got to buy a little bit more of that here, as that name went right back. Google?
This LFS is ripping.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want to focus on this here. Oh, yeah, broke through the high of the day. There it is, Sharif.
Third of the dollar seller.
We got to see what's going on. LFS. We'll see. We'll wait for that pullback, read the tape, and see if this gives us a prime time entry.
Boom, get it, Joey.
All right, yeah.
So following a little bit here, U.S. President Donald Trump saying that he wants defense firms to move fast. LMT again had a little bit of an uptick over there. So he is also saying that Iran has been dishonest to deal with, and Iran is having a hard time. Also, that Iran is doing poorly. USO is still continuing to slide towards the downside.
Earlier this morning, he said the talks were going great.
They're doing very good. 45 seller, big 45 seller here, Bovin. They're moving down 44s. Watch out for the flush here. There it goes. Options, man. Through 350. Big 350 seller. They killed him, Joey. He's decimated. Into 360 we go. We got 320s on this. You know what? There is a 70 seller. Now we're looking for 88s option, man. All right, here we go. And boom. There we go. Limit up. No, not quite yet. Okay, so this is the one that doesn't show me the limit up, limit down. So I'm going to have to take LFS off this screen. I'm going to have to put it on a different screen here. So excuse me, guys, while I do that. LFS on the New York. No, on the NASDAQ. Hey, there we go. Okay. So now we can see limit up, limit down. Right now it's not showing. We're kind of ensconced in between the price action over here. 3.5 buyer. 3.5 buyer here, guys. They're defending the $0.50. And they're incrementally moving up the bid a little bit. Watch for a flash move below the $0.50 and then a move right back up. If it does that, that would be your entry. And possibly a rejection of 4. So let me put in LFS on the side, because right now it's not updating. There we go. Good. So the high of the day is 387. So the move above 4 could come in fast and it could come in furious. Up 63%. Watch out for the flush below the $0.50. That's what I would say here. But the algorithm is incrementally moving up the bid. They were buying at 54s, and they start buying. And down goes Fraser. Is this the move? This is the flash move below the $0.50 that I was talking about. I might take a chance here if it moves right back above. And then I'd give it to 40. Let's give it to 339 and then 330. What do I got? I got 56s. Good, into 69 it goes. 70, we're looking for a little bit more here, Bovin. 70 seller, looking for 377 on this one. There it goes, right back up into 380. Yes, looking for a little bit more options, man. Let's see if we can touch near that near that 4 area, okay? 383 seller, they're moving down here. We need a bid. Nope, out. Taking it out here.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, there it goes. Down goes Fraser, 362. You need that big move up, right? Especially with these multiple halt. Well, this one hasn't halted yet, right? Did this one halt yet? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Get it, Bovin. Bovin's yelling boom. His booms get shorter, though. You notice this? Because he's in the position. So he's got to, he's got to fumble the keys over here, over there. Very pleased with the trading today, guys. We're catching scalps on these bad boys. We're looking for a little bit more here. 391 high on LFS. I'm looking for a breach, Joey.
Yeah, all right, we tried the momentum style play on that one. Same thesis, really, looking for that break. You get that punch through, right? So we got 73, we get that punch through to 390, and then no continuation, so we just get out immediately on this one. So unfortunate. We'll keep our eyes on it, though. I do like the look of its jib. Maybe we do have an additional turnaround. I'll give it one more attempt because we did have an earlier move bright and early this morning. All right, is this just a fake out? Where's that wave? There's that wave. All right, continue. If it fails again, that's it. We're not going to be trying LFS because there's clearly a seller breaching and holding that 386 marker, which seems to be the narrative so far. And we ain't getting rug pulled like what happened in FCUV. That is not happening here today. Tape extremely weak here, ladies and gentlemen, so it doesn't look like this trade's going to be working in our favor. And if that's the case, unfortunately, we will be giving back everything that we made on this name here. Yeah, that's it. Boom. So, yeah, I mean, it didn't work. It went for that high of the day break. 2 quick moves on LFS. That's a no-go. Not a good session for the kid here. I believe it's the second red day of the week, but that's all right, man. It is what it is. Man, oh, man, we could have a little bit better of price action. And if it goes now, then there's nothing I can really do. Just the spread is too wide. Maybe lighten up the share size. But, yeah, that's it. LFS. Oh, there it goes. It's going to go now. Let's see how we react around this level. It could just absolutely eliminate this individual right here and then maybe break through that $4 marker. But yeah, a tough look. After that 3-bar play, we should have got the momentum. I was reading the tape correctly. There was no continuation, and you can see it just continuously press lower and lower and lower. Oh, there it goes. Now it's gone, of course. All right, just a little bit too early.
Couple comments more coming in that I'm just going to talk about. Trump saying that Iran will soon lack military capacity, and also saying that soon Iran, just the same thing, repeating it again and again, that soon Iran will not have military capacity left. Also, just another thing that I do want to note is that the USO is falling. I'm just going to check the levels of the SPY right now. Up a little bit, continuing to pull down. Just reaction to the US president speaking at the moment. He's taking questions right now and talking to the panel.
What? Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, we got a $5 super chat, then you can get right back into LFS. That is my last name. Can you please remove the down goes Fraser from your quote?
Why?
But it's a boxing quote.
Why would we do that? And why would you tell us what to say?
It's
Who are you?
He is Rayleigh.
Okay.
$5 super chat. But yeah, I mean, it's a boxing quote. So down, which Shreve says no.
You rub me the wrong way when you do that.
When you say stuff like that?
No, when you tell me not to do something. Who are you to tell me what to do? Joker. All right, here we go, baby.
There you go.
395 area high. We're looking for a move above 4. Let's keep an eye here. Current bar low is 341. I'm looking at the 5-second chart, and it's putting in higher lows and higher highs on the 5, but I'm not liking the fact that it keeps rejecting at lower levels. It's a 395 high, and now we've rejected 395 a couple of times. So continuing to watch. If it loses 350, I think we have a bigger correction going on here. And the area low, actually, quite to be honest, is 345 rather than 350. So we're still holding trend. That's the news. We're still holding trend here, and a move above 395 or 4 really helps this one open up towards 5. I just don't like the look of it right now, Joey, so I'm going to hang.
All right, man. Yeah, same. I'm trying to hang on here. In regards to warmth, I just can feel it exiting my body as the time goes on. But LFS, a little bit tougher of a look here. $3.60 is holding on, though. Maybe we find something else. I don't want to be jumping around too much, but we can look at it like this, which I think is reasonable, and I do believe is reasonable. Look at this bull flag that's starting to form. We could be in the early days of this move higher. Right? Like the volume only really started to kick in around 11:43. $3.46. There it is. Bull flag really forming and a crack through this. Maybe we take one more, right? We got our swings at the plate. We're 0 for 2. We strike out on multiple occasions, but that one move is all we need, and then everything is eliminated, and we're on the back to the positive side of things. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my 3 strikes. We don't want to abandon it too much, just considering from what we're seeing from a price action standpoint. I don't mind it whatsoever. We want to see that other wave of volume start to kick in, obviously, to the top side in order for us to breach through some of those zones, all right? So $3.70. Currently, we'll head back over. I know we haven't looked at some of the large caps in the past couple of minutes. Coinbase, oh yeah, we already went over that, down 13%, man, that sucks a whole heap. NVDA holding on to positivity. Google 5%, Apple down 10% here on the day. I mean, it is what it is. I think it's a good buying opportunity. 12% off the highs. There it goes, Sharif. It's getting ready to go. It's getting ready to go. You're in it. This is my last attempt. If they reject this level one more time, then I'm like, oh my God, our reads are completely off. We're in LFS one more time looking for this high of the day break, guys. It kind of rejected it. We have the bull flag. Now we want that volume to uptick for us here. And there we go. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. $4 we should post.
Selling here.
We should, yeah, I know there is. And it's been going on for the past 10 minutes or so. If they break, I think we can head into $4 relatively quick, but they might have the ability to push price right past this lower end of the range. I am buying the top end. Tape not displaying what we want here, Sharif. So definitely a tougher look.
Oh, yes, you're right. Let's go to Sia.
On CEO, a couple comments also coming in. Mike Wirth saying that diesel demand in Europe is expected to increase, and also stating that there is no sign of long-term demand decline. Just repeating that CVX CEO Mike Wirth stating that diesel demand in Europe is expected to grow and to increase, and that there is no sign of long-term demand decline. If there are any more comments coming in from President Trump, I will be sure to let you know.
What a move up. 97 buy, 90 buyer here, Joe.
I know, it ran right into 4, man.
Yep, 4 is the high of the day. This feels like it's going to break 4. There it goes through 4. Watch for a dip and then a move back above 4. Yeah, continuing to watch here. Let's see if we can get something on this bad boy.
There we go.
What do we got? We got a 406 buyer. I'm looking for dips above. Let's see if we can get something 4 1/4. Let's put it in and around there. 388 ends the trade for me. It has to maintain itself above 4. There it goes, back into 7s.
Yes,
high of days 09. There's no continuation above 4, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely none, man. I'm in the exact same boat as you. We got 385. You're in at 406. There it goes, bang. Not too bad of a look whatsoever, guys. Oh, 415. Yes, sir. I mean, hey, man, we would obviously like some more shares on this one. I'm glad that we took our at-bats, right? We were 0 for 2. Now we finally hit base with this bad boy. I wonder, and Sharif has the halt bands on this one there. So, anyways, aside from that, $4.
Yet, Joe.
The halt bands, you can't see them? Yeah, that's good. There it goes. It's coming back in aggressively as Sharif and I are both in LFS, 84% to the top side. Keep our eyes on the tape. If the defense gets too hefty, we both have to get prepared to exit this position. But not so far, so good. 404. Wow. You got something there?
If 410 seller, it's
I've
not
seen that.
Making a bigger move up.
No,
right?
It's not.
418 high. I'm not going to stop out until the 80s, right? I'd like to see the 7. There's a single-digit seller, 4 single-digit seller. We've been up in the teens just a couple of times, but there's no continuation quite yet. So not sure how this cookie crumbles, but we keep getting bought up below 4. This is what I was kind of looking at, right? The 3 mid-90s buyer. That's why I said 80s, because you know, this is not going to hold 4 strictly. It's just too volatile. If it loses that,
there it goes.
We took out some nice at the top, though, into the $0.25, but this one has to set up again. It's putting in a topping tail candle right now. Ironically enough, though, it still hasn't lost trend. It has a higher low and a higher high, even though this is the ugliest topping tail candle right now that I've seen. Oh, my Lanta. Neil, are you dancing over there? What's going on over there, bro? My man was doing the dance right there. Get it, Neil? So this is what I'm talking about, SSE. You know, this is, not the prettiest candle right there. So let's throw in the ticker. And I do apologize for not having the ticker there. But LFS, oh my Lanta. It giveth and it taketh away. But, it didn't take away too much there, Joey, because we were able to get some in at the top. Riley, $5 super chat. Been a paid member for 3 years. Sharif, you didn't even read my generous joke and chose to get angry. Priceless. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. I like getting angry. It's kind of what I do pretty well. What are you looking at, Joey?
Same thing here, man. The market a little bit, it's pretty choppy after we had that initial selling here on the NASDAQ, guys, right to the downside. And then now we've just been moving eastward from that point. The SPY a little bit stronger than what we've seen compared to the NASDAQ. With that being said, I believe XLV is probably going to be another strong sector here today. And there it is. Right, you have an initial gap down, but finding it's on its road to recovery, and that's pretty good. I mean, if you're in a lot of these healthcare names, not too bad of a look there whatsoever. And XLF, man, I would expecting this to be performing a little bit better, but we aren't too far off of the all-time highs. Okay, now XLP also another name that can help drive the overall market. XLP, not too horrible. Things aren't too bad there, guys. But there goes LFS, absolutely breaking down. So a tougher look on that front. Let's send it over to the desk.
That's not for you.
Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. The three major averages we do have. U.S. President Donald Trump still continuing talking. SPY currently up 0.20% at the moment. The triple Qs are up over 0.20%. The Dow is up 0.34%, and the IWM sliding a bit towards the downside, closing to 1%. Two tickers right now. REPL, Replimune Group, that's up over 95% on the day after a Food and Drug Administration Advisory Committee, that's the FDA committee, has backed the results of a clinical stage biotechnology company skincare trial. So the panel had voted 10-3 as of yesterday in favor of Replimune's drug, which is RP1, that the FDA has already declined to approve twice. And the company is trying to get an accelerated approval with RP1 to use the Bristol-Myers Squibb's Opdivo for patients with advanced melanoma. So REPL is currently up 95% on the day. Also, CVX is something that I know I have been updating you on. Just another comment that has come in, just saying that Chevron is expecting to recover its Venezuela debt by early 2027, climbing just a little bit here. But before we go back, let's pause and go to Neil for his lesson of the day.
Thank you there, Sia. And for the lesson of the day, it's about continuation, or sometimes when there's a lack of continuation, what you can do. Which is look for the next opportunity, which I always say. So let's start it off by one of my favorite setups is exactly what happened in the market today. The Qs and most everything else right away at the open, the first thing we tried to do was break out the top, right? And a lot of times we were talking about this, allowing setups to happen. If you chased the early long, you got absolutely smoked. If you look at what's going on with the Qs here, if you chase that early long, you were smoked. But once it turned into the false breakout, okay, it was short time. I was shorting SMCI, I was shorting IBIT, and all those, pretty much everything. That being said, if I go back and put it side by side, look at what happens once you make that initial flush down and we try to bounce at the lows. It's like chop sideways action in front of VWAP. And it's almost like everywhere that I went and looked over, whether it was IBIT or SMCI here, everything just turned into a bit of a sideways chop. Where maybe you could scalp a little bit if you were trying the short again, you got small wins. If you're trying the long again, you were just getting a little stop outs here and there. And so it comes down to trying to identify, if you like the short and you still think it's a short, where you might find the most relative weakness. And I'm going to we'll zoom out so you can see here with SMCI. Like in this particular case, okay, great. That looks like a very good rejection level, but it can't get past like the first sort of support area. It's doing a bit of an inside move. It's not a very clean downward trend for continuation. Now, obviously, if it breaks that low and continues lower, then you got another gap. But it's finding support in an area where you had some buyers before. So that can't be where we want to be going over to. And then I go over to, like, say, DRAM, which we're also short. In this one, you go right into where the chop zone was previously here, and that's where it's bouncing. So where there was support before and it's a choppy range, it's getting chopped up again. So you've got to be able to respect that. But there's always something else. So if I'm going to look for continuation, I went over and said, oh, what's the other thing that we like short? And for anyone that was here in the morning, in the chat, obvious miss at clean resistance on Lucid, but you couldn't short everything at the open. But the difference here with Lucid, it had room to go to continue to fall. It's got, obviously the one time it popped, found continuation where it had clear room. There's the first bounce. It wasn't showing you all sideways. And now all of a sudden we got a flat bottom break, which could go for some continuation. And that's happening as the market's going higher. Right? So a lot of times you really just have to just go down the line. It's like find if you're committed to a certain direction. Oftentimes there's always something bearish if you're looking short, especially with the market starting out weak. But I can flip that on its head. I know I'm using examples of short because I happen to short, but that's not even necessarily what it's about, because you could flip it on its head as well and simply look at an Alphabet, which was continuing strength and gone the other direction. Or an Amazon, which was continuing strength, pulling back into prior highs. If you were looking in the other direction, there were plenty of other places where you could move on to the next opportunity where it was still trending up and not get caught in all of that chop. So kind of a simple lesson here today. I know some people saw me talking about Lucid here and there, but it's just about finding that next opportunity or setup that is still fitting your pattern of, hey, I'm looking for something that's popping to go short, lower highs, and continue the trend. If it's going sideways, maybe I get away from it. You don't have to sit there fighting, getting chopped up if the stock doesn't make sense. Either stop trading or go to something that does make sense and is continuing your pattern and is still relatively weak or relatively strong. The other thing you got to be able to do is get hyped up, because I think that INDH, who won the bet? INDH finally opened up. INHD. INHD, there was a bet around here. I wasn't in it because I don't think I was there when it halted, but INHD has been halted forever, effectively. It's been halted since, what is that, June 8th? It finally opens back up, down 13%, so I'm not sure what you guys had as bets for when it would open it up, but we're going to throw it back to the midday. Probably not something that anyone's going to trade, but I didn't think it was ever going to open again, to be honest with you. So we'll find out what happened here.
Hold on. Where is it? Come on. Show me where you're at. I don't even know where it is anymore.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
Went long, Neil.
Yeah, I know. The candle's showing something different.
Here it is, man. Sense. We got long 34.47 out 38.50 bottom to top. Boom on INHD, man. Saw this one open. I was actually texting Case in the chat. I was telling her the tap. And then I saw it open because I went to the screen, and so it was just super lucky. But I had noticed the tap was moving up before that. So very happy with this trade. We caught it right at the bottom, got out right at the top. And the funny thing is, I was trying to use my flatten key here, and it wasn't letting me use my flatten key. So I fumbled with the keys, and it still didn't give me enough time to get it there. Boom, into INHD, top to bottom. Very happy with this trade. Tap showing $31. Halt price, $34.47. Halt time, 12:05:43. Watch out for this one. We're going to keep an eye on the tap here, Joseph Options, because it's dropping more. 30, now it's back to 31. Guys, the tap is moving $1 at a time here. So volatility is going to be this one's middle name. Keep your eye out of your Case. I like how you're taking credit for my trade, eh, Case? That's how it's going to work? Okay. I'm going to take credit for your trades from now on, girl. No, I appreciate you, Case. Thank you for getting my attention, obviously, on it, because I went to the screen to tell you what the tap was, so thanks. What are you looking at, Bubin? I mean,
well, Bubin, apparently.
What are you looking at, Joseph?
Yeah, I still have my eyes on LFS. It just doesn't make sense what's going on. I look at this thing, so good grab on that. Boom. It's like, if you go from how the candle actually works, this is the open and then move to the downside. So I mean, yeah, man, nice move there. He somehow got the bottom and sold it at the top. That's a really, really, really nice move here. Now, as for everything else, like mags, guys, we went over this from before. The majority of this is bonds. It's not too far off of the highs, so I don't have anything really going on right now. You have USO up 1% to the top side. And then AMD, Meta is actually still holding on to positivity. Can't break and hold the volume weighted average price here. So we have to keep an eye out on this one. Western Digital also, wow, okay, this is a lot stronger than some of its peers at this point. SanDisk finding some form of a recovery, but at this pace, it just looks like we're going to consolidate before we take an additional leg lower. We'll keep an eye on it. Quantum's not even existent anymore, so we don't talk about that, obviously being sarcastic, but it's just a sector and a space that's not doing anything really. So yeah, not too much fun there. And CRM has been on a little bit of a run here, ladies and gentlemen, especially off of those lows. Another positive session, and in the past 6, 5 of them have been green, so not too bad of a look for Benioff and company, but Ethereum to the downside to the 3%, even though we were up. MSTR down 5% here today. I don't know. We can go over whatever their earnings report may consist of. All you have to do is look at the price of Bitcoin, and they're not going to be performing very well. So, yeah, MSTR actually breaking through VWAP right now. So, not horrible, but not great either. Still down 3%. Coinbase down 13%, putting CoinL down another staggering 25%.
VinFast continues to expand just beyond vehicle sales this week. VinFast India partnered with Shriram Finance to support EV financing access, while Green SM, for their part, they launched an all-electric ride-hailing service in Kazakhstan. And guess what? They're using VinFast VF6 vehicles together. These moves can highlight how VinFast's broader mobility strategy is actually coming to fruition. You can find them trading on the NASDAQ under the ticker VFS. Shout out to the great folks there at VinFast. All right, we're still halted down here on INHD, so we're going to continue to pack the patience there. I think we may have resumption in about now, 10 seconds. Okay, so it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be a 10-minute halt, guys. Not surprised, of course, given how long this one was halted. And I want to shout out Luis Barbato. Without him, I would not have known that INHD was going to start trading today, and I would not have put it on my IPO screen, which is always the last screen on the right. So thank you again to Luis Barbato of A-Day Trading. You guys know who he is. He's in the chat most of the time, and he's on every single Wednesday with both Adara and I in the morning, and with Joseph and I, of course, as well. SHPH. Casey, 526. She's dropping 10 beauties in the chat. Best month of the year. Thanks, y'all. Y'all, I'm assuming. Love you. We love you right back, Case, man. You are one of the family now. You know that, of course. And we would love to see you in Toronto, Case, should you ever weasel up here. You're not a weasel, but you know what I mean by that. Shout out to Case. Roland, FMFC, up 150% in about 5 minutes. Say less, my friend. There it is, Assassino. Top right of your screen. Let's show them FMFC. Oh, there we go. I don't know why I couldn't see it. 56.01. It's a penny stock, guys. This one only broke out at 11:45, so it's almost half an hour deep, I guess you could say. So let's load it up on a trading screen and get a gander of what is good. Just allow me a second here, guys. FMFC on the NQ, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we are seeing a tap of 59.92. The halt price is 56.01. The halt time is 12:07:40. So the earliest open is going to be 12:13:40. That's about a minute and 10 seconds away right now. So no, it's going to be now. It's going to be in about 5 seconds. Let's see if it opens up. There it is. It's open. All right, looking for a move. Let's see if it comes down into 50. It's bleeding. Does it clear 60? Options, man. 59 seller, 59.90, 60 on the books here. Let's see. There's a big seller at 50 coming. At 60. It's bleeding its own blood. It's going to hold down. 44.86. This is limit down here. 44.90. 44.90. Same thing. 86.90. We're talking about tenths of a penny here. So looks like it's going to limit down. But funny thing is, even though this is limit down, it's still above prior bar high. It has a higher high and a higher low relative to prior bar. And guess what? It's still above VWAP. So I'm going to continue to watch this, right? SHPH, let's look at this one while we wait for FMFC to open up. We're going to take off LFS. Bovin pointed out SHPH to me, as well as to others in the chat. So if you're into the small cap game, you need to be looking at Bovin's levels. 375 high, showing 374 now. The volume is really light though, Bovin. We're still south of 500,000 shares. We got 342 million shares. We're at the day high. Let's see if this one can kind of tighten up the spread a little bit. It's a 9-penny spread, 8-penny spread at the moment. That's a little too rich for my blood. So I'm going to continue to watch this, see what this one has to offer. 0331 Mike, Sharif, what is the true purpose of a halt? What is the reason given for the halt? So most of these, Mike, are volatility halts. That's when a stock moves plus or minus 10% within a 5-minute window. And then we can kind of see what the halt bands are. So Assassino, can I just show my screen for a sec? So on this side, Mike, sometimes you'll see red rectangles, both on the right side and the left side. Those are the halt bands. That means if it comes down to that price, stays at that price for 10 seconds, will halt. The exchange does these volatility halts so that they can kind of rein in the aggressive moves both way, up and down. They want everything to kind of be orderly, right? And so they are of the opinion that if things are not kind of restrained into moving up 10% plus or minus within 5-minute window, then things will get chaotic. I've never seen it any other way. Like, my exposure to the market has always included volatility halts, so I don't know a market without it. So I can't opine myself about the veracity of that assertion, but it is what it is, and we just work around it.
All right, yeah, super chat, $5. Sharif and Luis, you guys lost the bet that it will open at $7. Sharif actually won. INHD opened above $30. I'm out with a small loss, but it took 3 weeks for it to open. Sharif actually won that bet because you had the highest
What
open.
do I get?
Yeah,
Do you remember what?
Yeah, you got a plane. Yeah, so Luis has to buy your plane ticket. Yeah.
Oh, that's serious?
Obviously not. He doesn't have to do anything, but you won that, Sharif, because you had 750. I actually have the sticky note right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Sharif had 750.
Oh,
I
you
had
wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it down. Sharif had $3.50. Luis went $6.50, and Katina Man said $0.
Zero. Yeah.
Zeros.
Hold on. You did that to spite me because you were doing that what's it called, that game show that everybody always underbets.
But the Price is Right. Yeah.
Hold on. What did you put?
I put $3.50.
Oh no, that's
yeah.
not
But
it.
Luis was doing the exact same. No, I did initially.
You did,
and then
right?
we changed it all up, and then I'm like, all right, I'll go $3.50. But Luis did the exact same thing too. Smart individual. But Sharif actually came out on top of that one. So free ticket to Barcelona for maybe Sean. Last place has to pay for it. So Sean looking like he has a little bit of debt to pay up there to my boy to the right of me. All right, guys. There goes. What a recovery here, man. A couple of liquidity grabs on META. I mean, I don't see anything. Listen. This thing opens up. Here's INHD. It opens up and then halts again. It was halted for over a month, and then it was open for 30 seconds before it halted again. Did the exact same thing, halts right back down to $27, and the top is now $25. This thing might be headed to zero, to be honest with you at this point, man. Not too good of a look. We could probably look up the catalyst here if there is anything in specific on what we got going on with INHD that'll give us a little bit more detail on what's going on behind the screens. Another volatility fight resumed. So, I mean, I don't have anything really. Files AK. Oh, regulation. Some issues going on. Texas Holdings Company, the company issued a press release, announced that trading halt on common stock has been lifted. As a result, its common stock will resume trading on the NASDAQ capital markets on July 31st. Okay. On the same day, company issued another press release to update the time of the resumption. So it was released when it was going to open back up, but nothing in regards to what can potentially happen with the company here in the future. I need one of these sweaters here. Can we still get them? I don't even know.
Brendo said we don't have any more.
We don't have any more. So
we can custom make some.
There's actually a store on the other side of Wellesley here that you can actually, just on Young Street.
Yeah. I made a T-shirt there.
I told you about
pretty
that.
sick.
Yeah.
It's like
Did they do it quick? They
corner,
press it?
Right?
Yeah. They compress it. Did they press it right in front of you? All right, so it's pressed on.
Go on the computer. You create the design. They have some proprietary program there, and then it just prints it.
And then
I made a hat there. I made a. I was gonna say beater, but I'm not going to say that.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to say that. Yeah,
Top,
but maybe
white tank top.
We definitely have to watch our words around there. Sharif made the tank top over there at the store. Other than that, guys, like listen, it's pretty quiet for me right now. Nasdaq not doing too much. USO still up, and we know that Applied Materials finally green here. We'll take that for what it is. And yeah, memory and storage still weak here. Let's send it over to the desk.
Are we going to the desk? No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought would you say in my ear there, SSC? Oh, if it's good quality, Sharif would know.
Oh, the store down there, Assassino, yeah, it was 100% cotton. It was pretty good. I still have that shirt from like almost 10 years ago, so not like I wore it all that often, but it was pretty good quality. Case, yeah, we'll go to Adara 1 second. Here's what we're looking at, Case. Choose one of these. Let me know which one you want, and we'll get you that, Case. So shout out, even though we don't have any, we'll take care of you because you've been taking care of us for a long time.
Yeah, we got to get Casey something.
100%.
I get it. I'll help you with that.
Go to Adara.
Keep an eye on AMD, guys. Advanced Micro Devices in focus. There's this report from IGN, which is a media and tech-focused news site. This came out about 4 minutes ago. It looks like they're reporting that AMD is planning to raise its GPU prices by 10% starting next month, citing, you guessed it, the memory crisis. So either way here, guys, AMD in focus, reportedly planning to raise its GPU prices by 10% starting in the month of August. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. And there's a lot moving right now, so let's get right down to work, guys. SHPH, into the day high, 399. Bovin just yelled out about FMFC. This one was all over the map. It still is, and there it goes. Joseph options through the high of the day into 61 pennies. What a move up here for FMFC. It's a good look, but it was, God, jeez Louise, bro. It went from 60 pennies to 35. Now it's at 61. So that's like just a 50%, 100% move up, 50% move down, just like that. So I don't know if I'm going to trade this. It's awfully volatile. So is SHPH, though. Like, they're both spready and volatile. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on these and try to pick my spots. I could manage risk a little bit better, I think, on FMFC. Let's pull this up on a trading screen over here. What do we got? Where do we put FMFC? There it is. Okay. So right back into about 54, 53. There's a lot of resistance, Bovin, man, at 60 pennies. Look at this. Lose the bid. 24.5 million shares. Unbelievable here. So far, as it's only been trading for about half an hour. I'm going to steer clear of this at the moment until I see a little bit more and I get a bit of a better feel for FMFC. Fluffy, love to hear it, Fluffy. Yeah. Great day. Thanks, y'all. Don't want to lose profit. She's out.
She's out.
Love it, Fluffy.
I would like hearing
get
that.
it. We appreciate you, Fluffsters. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She's been really, really raking in the money lately. Her, Lele, Fluffy, Casey, and I'm just mentioning all the women here. They're absolutely killing it.
Yeah, man.
Lately,
wow.
Man. They've been killing it.
What an
Limit up.
Force. What a force to be reckoned with. You guys seem to be at this point. Congratulations.
Jody. Sorry, Tisha.
Where's Jody?
Sorry. Yeah, Jody. Jody and Tisha. Man, the women are killing
I know.
Small cap traders,
Brooke trades in there as well, too. I don't know if she's trading, period, says Ramin. How can you forget Jody? I know, that's crazy. I didn't forget.
Does Jody trade small caps? I didn't know.
No, I think I think Jody trades like cryptocurrency. Cool. See, there it is, Jody.
Hey.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, man, nice work, everyone. Casey
and Nicole.
Wow, dude, how disrespectful. No, but in all seriousness, Casey, it was like 8:30 in the morning. Casey's like, all right, I'm done. See you later. All right, well, okay, have a good one. She did then return, but hey, nonetheless, congratulations and nice work, all of you. Girl powers.
Yeah,
Fluffy hippo.
Nothing to say other than respect. Yeah, they're killing it.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what it is, where it's coming from, man. Yeah. If you're winning, right? Exactly, so congratulations to you guys. And Anna actually starting to improve as well, too, doing some good things. Yeah, so it's great seeing all of you guys in the chat once again. And yeah, Casey, we're going to hook you up. And maybe I got a little surprise for you guys in the future. We'll see. It depends how I'm feeling.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see how we're feeling. I didn't even mean to pull that up there, Shreve. I meant to pull up our good old charting system here and see what we got got going on from a scanner standpoint, guys. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll release it not this week, but the following week, and I'm sure you guys are going to be happy because I was actually thinking about it the other day. Give me a second here, Assassino. I want to focus on this name because I believe at the pace that we were moving on earlier in the morning, we were going to hit all-time highs in Amazon, $270. Just like that, Sharif. Picture that. There you go. You got another thing going on. 18% to the downside. Never mind all of that.
Get it, Joey.
It was evaporated in the span of one earnings report and continuing to move higher here on the day. Watch out for a new all-time high at some point next week on Amazon. Before we send it over to the desk, I think Sharif has something for us.
Limit up. FMFC, 222%, 70 pennies. We're limit up. We're going to keep an eye on this one. 12.23.44. Earliest open, 12.28.44 Adair.
NVIDIA popping higher here, guys. So President Trump made these comments a couple minutes ago, but they're just circulating in social media now. There wasn't any movement when they were initially made. But for what it's worth here, President Trump praising NVIDIA, saying that their chips are so complex that China can't copy them. He didn't specify which clips, but he said they have chips that are so advanced that China can't copy them. So nice look here for NVDA. Also, guys, keep an eye here on USO and on the market. President Trump now talking about Iran as well, saying that, quote, I am losing faith in Iran because they lie. So, again, deal chances here with Iran and the U.S. continue to dwindle as we send you back over to Joe.
Adair, didn't he truth out or say something this morning that the talks were going great? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he said something about the talks here. They were happening. But,
they're really...
I think the more constant thing is we'll be hitting them very hard. It's been the more constant commentary.
So you go from, okay, you're going to get destroyed. Oh, yeah, talks are going great. Oh, no, you're going to get hit even harder now.
You know that one couple in high school where it's like they're like breaking up and making up and breaking up and making up? That's Trump.
It's like in between class, they break up, and then the following class, they're back together.
See, I went to a girls' school, but I imagine that's how it went.
That's how things went, one day. But yeah, anyways, it's the continuous back and forth. As soon as I seen the talks were going great, I'm like, oh, it's only a matter of time until they're not going so good. So he may hear something that he wants, and then as soon as something that he doesn't want to hear comes up, then it's like, all right, let's flip the script on these guys. But yeah, anyways, aside from that, man, it's definitely a little bit cooler. FCUV, I still have some faith in this one, guys. Why? Because we're starting to form a wedge here. All right. So it was like what we've seen from the previous compression pattern on FFAI when it did break, and then on that other name as well, too. So what we can actually do here at this point is just draw out our wedge, and then we'll be able to identify when buyers and the volume starts to uptick again. What we will take from a positive standpoint on this is that we haven't broken down. And I think that's a massive indicator that, hey, there might be an additional move left in this one. I know it's 12:30. Wall Street is already in the Hamptons and now out to lunch, whoever's left, Sharif. Only a couple more weeks. Oh, American school starts relatively soon, I believe.
Yeah, it's usually like the second or third week of August.
Yeah, so that's starting to fire up. So everybody has to, it's not like, I think here in Canada, it's like everyone starts right after Labor Day or whatever it may be.
It's the same day.
Yeah, it may not be the case in the States, but again, going back to my previous point of we haven't completely broken down, so maybe that can be an indicator of where we might head in the future, and that could be an additional leg higher in FCUV, and that's exactly why I'm keeping my eyes on it at this point. So not too bad of a look. Let's see what everyone else in the chat. Hey, listen, excuse me, it's Friday, and then it's Saturday, Sunday, but it's Friday right now. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but I want to see how everyone's doing in the chat. Let's get everyone involved here. Is your day red or green leading into the beautiful weekend, even though it is supposed to rain here in Southern Ontario? That's okay. It may not be raining where you are, but I want to know how everybody's performing. Put it in the chat, red or green. I'll put mine in again. We got green from Bobbin, red from LK, green, Kathleen, Sunny, everybody in the chat. Fantastic stuff. Listen, I was going to tease you guys even more. Maybe we'll do it a little bit later just before the news and get everybody going. How's that sound?
All right, man. I'm just throwing in, I want to put, so this is, give me a sec here. Can you take over? Because I just have to set up a limit on open. For some reason, I only have a market on open sell. Let me just double check.
Yeah, do your thing whenever you're.
I can just change it to a LOO, right? Yeah, I can just go ahead and go.
Should be good.
LOO, limit on open sell. Okay, so we're going to go apply, save. There we go. So then we'll just go. No, Assassino, not the screen at the moment. Thank you, brother. So we'll go like that. We're looking for limit on open. We're going to go like that for this many shares. So let's see what we get on FMFC. We have about 20 seconds before the possible open. It's dropped now. The tap has dropped from 90 to 79, 78. It's dropping, guys. Here we go. Let's see what we get on this one. Let's see if it opens up on time or what the situation is going to be. It's continuing to drop. 76, 77, looking for more. Boom. All right. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my Lanta. We have a lot of shares here, guys. Boom. False halt options, man. Now 92 penny halt. I'm going to go ahead and wait north of that. Let's see. I got 66s on, right? So that gives me a little bit of room here, Joseph Options. Let's see what we can get a little bit more. Boom. We're still holding. 92 limit up. There's the limit up again. I'm holding into the halt. We got 66s. Would have been nicer if we had 67s, Joe. But that's all good there. Looking for the limit up here, guys. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, that one actually worked. Very happy with this trade. Very, very happy with this trade. All right, good. Appreciate you, B-Towns. Yeah, we took way more share size than we typically take here. So it's just that kind of day. You can just smell when these ones are moving. You're seeing it a lot. You're seeing it in FFAI, which ends up giving it up. MGRX was breaking out. FCUV. Which other one? SHPH. Oh, my Atlanta. Get it, Case with 5 Trader TV Live premium memberships. We appreciate you as always, Casey. 526. She put her profile picture back up, Joey.
I know.
It doesn't say Casey anymore.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. Yeah, she had the Casey 526.
David.
No need to hide that smile.
Straight up.
Yeah.
David Goddard, you got one. Rich Beat, you got one. Through My Eyes, 4734, you got one.
Live,
laugh, and love.
I like that one, man.
So do I, brother.
You know what?
And one more, Joey.
Okay.
Bushmaster, he got a free membership.
You know what a Bushmaster is?
I have no idea. Bush, hold on. Isn't that some sort of, is it a 4x4? Like a dune buggy? Or is it? Hey, I was pretty close. Okay. All right, man. You thought I was going to be completely wrong on that one. That's it. He was smiling ear to ear. He's like, I got this guy. I got it. Nah, Joey.
Nah, man, it's not. It's not what you said. That's crazy.
What is the Bushmaster?
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
What is it?
You sly dog. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, guys, yeah, it's a 5. That's why I was smiling. Yeah, ear to ear, man. That's why I was laughing.
This guy, bro,
everybody's saying this guy. Yeah, it's a 4x4 for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, aside from that, man, some good stuff and a great, fantastic Friday. No longer Joey Options. Joey Bushmaster says, slow motion Joe. Get him. Wow, Ramin, why would we do the show? Why would we do that?
I don't know. Give me a couple. Charge, apparently.
Yeah, I'm freezing. So they take the sweater off. I'm like, I can't take the sweater off. I already am struggling over here.
Boy. I forgot to get my food, man.
You know what I have to get?
Halftime.
You know what you never got your halftime food.
Now.
You know what I have to get though is a couple more of those polos where the collar can pop out. And I gotta take this sweater home, man. We want to look a little bit more.
What does that mean? The collar can pop out?
You know the sweater, but you have the dress shirt under it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna set up some of those there. Because we don't want to be wearing them. We still want to look proper as we continue to do our thing. Look, Sharif,
yes, sir.
Palantir, positive or negative here on the day. You looked. I
saw the chart. I couldn't see what it was, though, brother. I'm going to say positive.
Yeah, okay, about 1/5%. So,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. Hey, awesome.
Yeah, no, it's nothing crazy. But Marvell finding some form of a rebound here, guys. I don't have anything like INHG. I don't even really know what to say about this name. The tap continuing to drop. We're halted once again at $22.50, but now we're down to $21 on the tap itself, the theoretical auction price. So keep an eye out on that, man. This thing was halted for over a month, and then now it hasn't traded for over 3 minutes, and we opened up at noon. okay? So it's really difficult to trade, especially when those names that open up and then continuously sell. But hey, I wonder, is Luis in the chat or Siesta over there maybe? But
in the summer, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're lucky to even have him in the summer, man, because historically he doesn't show up until September.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From before?
Well, he'll go MIA completely for the entire summer, and then all of a sudden he'll be back.
Nice,
right?
man. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I wonder what he's got going on and how much these shorts are looking like, because INHD might head back to where it had originally halted at. All right, so get back into trade. The segment is my
top is 89.25, guys, on FMFC.
Okay, I love these things, aka SHPTL. What's up, brother? Back into trading this past month. This segment is my absolute favorite. Sharif and Joe. All right, man. Appreciate it. Those kind of words go a long way. Yeah. Listen, I didn't have my stream deck over there. Now I have it over here. So we will hit
it.
We'll hit that without any form of question, man. It's some good time stuff. So I'm still waiting on some of those things. Look, Gaurav, this was a good dip buy, brother, on NVDA, right around that $195 marker. Held that base. You called this level out to a T. It may have took some time for you to get that second entry, but you hit that, and it honestly took a while for it to get going after that. A while, I mean a half an hour or so, and then sure enough, bang, off to the races, now north of VWAP. So really great call-outs on that bad boy here today. A pretty good look, brother. Sharif, what do you have? You're out. Let's head over to the desk.
Keep an eye here on NXPI, NXP Semiconductor. This stock is dropping here, NXPI, as we get Financial Times reporting that the company is in talks to buy $3.3 billion worth of designer camera chips for self-driving cars. So they're actually going to be buying the designer. So again, NXPI looks like they're going to be buying, acquisition here, $3.3 billion company that designs camera chips for self-driving cars. If I get any more context on this, I'll let you know. This is from Financial Times once again here. And this stock is down roughly $6 here from that level. Back to you.
Medical meatball, brother, that you can't. We can't. You go back. Dude must be. Yo, Scott, I must be, to be honest with you, because I am legitimately always cold. So maybe I have to go and get that checked out, man. The iron may be low. So, all right, let's send it over to the desk one more time and see what else we got.
For context here in this NXPI story, so as we know, Financial Times just reported NXP in talks to buy a company for $3.3 billion that designs camera chips for self-driving cars. This actually sending Ambarella to the upside. Unclear if they were specifically the company that they're considering buying out, because I believe their market cap's a little bit more than this. But either way here, AMZN moving higher on this report. Again, NXPI in talks to buy that camera chip designer for $3.3 billion. Back to you.
Thank you. Why am I being summoned? Asked Ramin. That's a great question. Reynolds, makes you feel cold too. Oh, okay. All right. Good to know. Thanks for that shrimp and pat. Much appreciated. Hey guys, yeah, thanks for participating. Not too long ago, a lot of green across the board, and that's what we want to see. So congratulations to you. And I'm going to probably say it for the fourth time here today. Don't spend it all in one place. It's Friday. Make sure you go enjoy your weekend. Guess what? The market's going to be here bright and early, 8 o'clock one more time. Assassino, I know you're ready for the weekend, my brother. As always, any big plans, or you got anything going on, or what? He's just resting. Assassino. Tiffany, how about yourself? I know you got anything going on this weekend? Anything special? Oh, all right, send me the address. I will be there. I know, obviously. Tiffany has some big plans as well, too. Adara, I'm not sure if Adara has any plans. I know she was away last weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's just relaxing. But again, you never know. It's Toronto and it's the summertime. People are always up to something, and that's the beauty about this city. So, yeah, fantastic. I hope everyone has a good one. Never mind all of that, what we got going on the weekend. Let's get right back into the markets, ladies and gentlemen. And FCUV. The small cap name. This is what we were talking about. Oops. FCUV. This is what I'm talking about from a bull flag standpoint. We have a little bit of an engagement here, all right, at this $12. And what we do have is consistent higher lows. So if this holds up, especially at that $12 marker, we can most definitely get some movement. Yeah, Dara, I figured that was going to be what you had going on, considering you were away last weekend, and I heard you had a couple of late nights as well too. So Rest, I'm all about that.
81 limit down.
Catch a couple A24 movies, and then that's it. Haven't seen, okay, hold on. Big Wick Energy, $5 super chat. Uh-oh, don't tempt the boys with a good time here. Haven't seen enough booms here in the chat, so here you go. Boom, there goes FCUV, Sharif, as you had mentioned. This is the wedge play that I was talking about not too long ago. So let's not panic and try to take deep breaths, because this might be a nice little move for us to get rocking and rolling in FCUV. All right, let's get our order set out. I want 13 bucks, nothing more, nothing less. And we'll be patient for that level to come back in. As you can see, we are retesting that zone. And the spread, be careful for this with this one, guys. Sitting around 20 cents or so at some times at the widest point. So Bovin's in the chat. You get a boom. Casey's about to hit you guys with the boom. Here comes the boom. Remember that song? Yeah, man. Who sings that?
We talked about this, man. I said House of Pain, and then you had a different one, but they were both right.
Oh.
Here comes the boom.
Was that the one? Is that the one that I was just referring to? Here comes the boom.
I don't think so. I think you had a different one last time. We looked
but you had the here comes the boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man. DMX? Is it DMX?
No, that's definitely not. I don't think that's DMX. Oh, there comes the boom right there, Sharif. Yeah, nice little move right there to the top side.
Yeah,
yes,
bro,
sir.
it is.
This
man.
is what I'm talking
DMX,
about.
man. Here comes the boom right there, brother. And Shine.
Oh, no.
Remember when he did an album from jail?
I don't even know who Shine is, man.
SHYNE. He was part of P. Diddy and the Family.
Oh, no. He was? Yeah, what's that movie called again, Fabian, where that soundbite's from? Oh, weird movie, man.
What a weird movie, huh? Guys, there's a lot going on right now.
There is I told you, the wedge pattern on FCUV, brother. That's what we were looking at. It was breaking out bang.
FCUV.
Yeah. This is what we were trading all day.
Beautiful
we were
trade,
waiting.
Joey.
We were waiting for that. I took half off up there on a 50-cent move. So let's see if we run into 14 schmackers on this bad boy. 13 flat is where we're in at. We posted. I told you, we wanted nothing more, nothing less. We got 13, and then sure enough, it went. So we have to be cautious of a deep pullback. Apple really wants to, hangry wife. Listen, hangry wife. I know what type of individual. I see what you write in the chat. Okay, we're out of FCUV. Maybe it's just my mind. Maybe it's not. But hangry wife, I know you. Don't think I don't. But pug life. What?
No, I'm just
I know what type of individual angry wife would be. Anyways, behind the screen, continuing to play downside on Apple, still valid play before 700. Yeah, let's take a look at AAPL and see if we're finally going to break that $300.
It's SSR.
Yeah.
Meta is SSR for some reason, and so is Apple.
Apple? What do you mean? Meta's up 2.25.
I got SSR on it right there, man. That's an SSR indicator.
Yeah, but it's up to.
I understand. I just don't know why.
Because of the gap down 2 days ago? I don't know.
I got no clue, brother. Possibly.
Yeah. It's not. You're right. You're right. But when? No. Yeah. I'm talking to someone in the chat. But I know you. Don't try to convince me otherwise. Trapman, options. Look at the 4-hour on NVDA. Yeah. What do you want to? Trapman. My name in the chat isn't Joey Options. It's Joe at Trader TV Live. So if you say that, I can't see you.
Yeah, you gotta tag him, brother.
Well, I know he does. Trapman for real, he's my guy. He knows. But if you at Joey Options, it's not gonna highlight it. Yeah, NVDA is an ugly mess right now, guys. If you want to try to play the ebb and flow of it, then Goravaz, then congratulations. But yeah, a little bit trickier of a trade for me.
All right, man. INHD's halted down again. It hasn't even done another, barely 500,000 shares. Thank you very much to Mimi Palma for pointing that out. There's a lot failing right now. SHPH had a monster topping tail candle on the 5 into 440, and now it's into 383 here.
Sharif, there it goes.
Go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to interrupt you, but here it goes.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I tried it. I don't know.
Joey, I want to tell you something. If it fails 15, that could be trouble. If it clears the 1135 bar, 1557, if it can get above the prior area high, 1557, this is gonna go.
Yeah, I didn't give it enough time or room, but that's all right.
Okay. Should I point some other stuff out?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right. SLC is going, guys. If you guys are looking for something a little bit more calm, Shout out to Brian for reminding me about this one because I did have it on the side chart and said very little about it. Look, it just got into $5, so you know the good times could be over as $5 is often a key area of psychological resistance. 501 high showing 5 right now. Let's see what SOC has to offer, but it looks pretty good. I'm still going to keep FCUV here on the side chart, and I really like this above key area highs. If we can get above, as I was just telling Joey, that 1135 bar, the high of which is 1557, I think we may have something here, and I think $20 wouldn't be too unreasonable of a level to think about seeing, as the day high is 1759. Look at this. I bet you anything. Luis is not in the chat because he's short. CIGL right now. Look at the blood in the street now on CIGL. This thing was up bigly, as President Trump would say. This thing was up 166% at the high. It's now negative. CIGL, excuse me. I said CGIL. CIGL. So that one's bleeding its own blood. MGRX, I saw you guys, MSGY. That's what you guys are saying, MSGY. Let's have a look at that. Because Bovin and Casey were oh my Lanta, here we go again. MSGY ripping up from that closing print at 32.5 pennies into 52. It's up 20 pennies in the span of 10 minutes. MSGY, something tells me this could be a Christmas tree retracement as we're seeing it drop down into the 46s. Let's keep an eye out here on MSGY. Let's flip to the 5 on that monster. Where'd it go? There we go.
Where did it go?
Okay, so MSGY there. FMFC still in play. I think it's halted up again, is it? Yes, it is. FMFC's halted up at 96 pennies, but this is the second lower high. It's a 105 area high, and then it's a 102 area high, and then currently we're halted at 96, so watch out for the flat bottom break because it keeps defending that 80 penny area. And then BHC, looking pretty good here. This 660 area could be a good area of technical support on BHC, as that was a flat top that ended up breaking into 675. So look at that bottoming tail candle in the 660, bouncing off that. There goes FCUV.
Yeah, man,
Here comes 15. Yeah, this one could be, look, man, 15 to 15 and a half. If it fails that, watch out now. A lot of resistance. 15 a quarter. 15 a third, dropping back down into 14 and change, 14 and 3/4, 14 and 2/3. Not touching this until it clears the levels, man. Yeah, well, it's a good breakout, right? I mean, if you had the compunction to take this at 12, 13, 14, you print it, right? But for me, I need it above prior area high to feel comfortable in the trade, as comfortable as you can be in something like FCUV up 671%. We'll see where this one goes, Joe, but right now I don't touch it.
Yeah, that was really nice, man. It would have been.
I told you, bro.
My God. Oh, my God.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
No.
If it doesn't take out prior area high, you're subject to this kind of crap, right? Look at that. It just went to 15.
Cow.
I got to tell you the range on this. 1534 candle high, 1137 candle low.
Holy cow, man. Oh, my.
So I didn't touch it, bro. You don't touch these ones until they clear area highs, man, because it's the bull trap of the century, and we have been talking a lot about this, especially this specific pattern. Prolonged downtrends with a flat bottom that lure you in on the breakout. Now, look, lure you in, I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, because a lot of people could have made money on this trade. A lot of people, but you had to be quick with it. The problem is, though, it doesn't have continuation. And that is the problem. So people who get in late end up getting rinsed.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely make some good money, but man, flushes like that are disastrous, bro. Absolutely disastrous.
That's the way it is, Joey.
Yeah, exactly. That is, man, I don't like seeing that stuff.
Good call, Amir.
But yeah, that's a really, really tough look. Think about it, 1250 all the way up to 1450. Man, excuse me, that is crazy. Excuse me, yeah, I know, yeah. Is that from, I mean, that soundbite's from a lot, but I feel like it's an Austin Powers one. You remember when the guy, it's Will Ferrell. He's that one guy, and he like falls over the side, and he like breaks his legs, and then he's like, I forget which one it might be The Spy.
Okay, I don't think I saw that one. But
You
I've
haven't
seen a
seen
lot
that
of
one?
Will Ferrell movies, but not
No. It's Austin Powers, but when Will Ferrell plays like that Persian guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he like falls over.
He's
He's like,
that's two.
ask me
That's
to,
the spy who shagged me.
that's what I'm saying. The spy who shagged me.
That's the best one, brother.
Yeah. And
That's
he's
the
like,
best one.
he's like, you just don't ask me anything 3 times, otherwise I have
can't
to
take it. Yeah. Where did you not It's like,
exactly.
you really have to make me ask you 2 more times, right?
See? And then he does
Good
it.
follow, Joey.
Anyways, so
Best,
that might be from there, but it's probably not. Anyways, aside from that, guys, let's head over to our sector. I don't know if you've
Heather
done.
Graham? That's her, right?
SPY. We went over the SPY, but let's go over the XLP and some of the ETFs. XLP, guys, we'll kick it off with this one. A nice little move here today. So a nice bounce. You open up lower, but then a full-on recovery. And then we talked about the healthcare sector performing pretty well, breaking through that pre-market high and off to the races, filling up the majority of this gap. Now, XLK, where's I know Mike Peter Ryder. He said he was going to have an early one. The waves are looking pretty good over there.
FMHC.
And XLF is what we really wanted to pay attention to, as the SPY is slightly stronger than the NASI here today, Sharif. Qs are stronger now today, up 0.4%. And the SPY, just a little bit under 0.4, 0.37%, okay? But what is just, a complete mixed bag, right? It's not all bad. So some sunshine and ice cream. I'm not going to say rainbows anymore, ice cream, because I think ice cream is a good thing. But anyways, aside from that, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, that's right. Pull up the Kospi and see how we've been performing on this bad boy, Sharif. How far off of the all-time highs do you think we are on the Kospi?
The Kospi?
Yeah.
Oh, like 40%, 30%?
Oh, wow.
What are we? Am I wrong on that?
No, it's been a pretty strong recovery here today. We're now down 30%.
From the area to low?
30%.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, from to the local low, it's 44%. So as I was going on my little spiel, Scott's like, Joe, you think people getting liquidated is funny? I don't at all. It's painful laugh.
And Joe was not laughing.
And no, exactly. To me, it's just frustrating because this is where everyone's getting liquidated, Sharif. Oh, and then the following day you climb 25%, which just completely sucks. But it's the cover rally. Look at this to a T. Straight downtrend, and that channel to the downside is fully intact. But the market recovers after a large amount of its participants were just over leveraged. Think about where this was. So you go on this overextension and you crack a level to where you are from at the start of the year, February 2026, in a fraction of the amount of time. Strong rebound, but everyone's like, where's the memory names? Where's the SK Hynix? Where's the Samsung buyers? They have no money left, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm in FMFC. There's a seller here in the single digits, one single digits. He was selling at 8. Now they're selling at 7, and now it looks like they're selling at 6. I've got 6s on right now, so we're a penny out of the money. Looking for a move above, but limit down is not far away, okay? Watching, it goes above and below the dollar. 92 limit down, big buyer here at the dollar, up into 7, 8. Look, this is the 8 seller again. Look how it rejects 8. So looking for continuation here. I want to see if this one's got the juice to stay above the dollar, but the short sellers are targeting this. You can see it, right? It just really depends. 9, look at that. It went to 9 and then just dropped right back down. So short sellers very much targeting FMFC at the moment. It's up 387%, but I don't think this is resolved one way or another. Let's see how this does. For the moment, we're going to send you up to Adara.
Fed Talk and Focus here. We're getting comments from Fed's Barkin, not a voting member, but he is opining on what that vote was earlier this week. Now, again, if you guys missed it, 9-3, they decided to hold rates, but 3 Fed members voted to hike. So Barkin's saying in this Wall Street Journal interview that, quote, it's a close call whether rates are high enough to bring inflation down. He said that he personally doesn't know if he would have voted for higher rates this week, but he said the question whether right now for the Fed is whether or not they should be adding, quote, some restraint. Keep an eye as well here on TMUS. Just got this headline from Semaphore suggesting that T-Mobile's merger with Deutsche Telekom has stalled. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that. All right, continuing to watch here. I've put in my stop. I've put in some profit takers. I'm watching the 5-second chart, and it's going to fail. There it is. I'm out. No, I didn't stop out because it didn't hit my trigger. Okay, continuing to watch. Back into 103 it goes. This is a bamboozler in chief. Limit down is 91, but they keep buying in and around that one area. But the 5-second trend is not looking good. Full disclosure. Look at how tight it is now. 1 buyer, 101 seller. There's an absolute equilibrium, it feels like, between buyers and sellers. Down it goes into 99s again and right back above 1s. But the spread now really kind of tightening up here. 60 million shares or thereabouts. We've traded. The trend is bad. The trend is not good. It's a lot of lower highs with a flat bottom. Unless we get a big buyer here, this is going to fail. So I got 106s, showed me 102s. Let's see how this does. Let's just see if we can kind of move some of these sellers out of the way. I don't have too many shares here because it's risky getting in right at that dollar into 97. Again, limit down is 91, 95s. Do we pop up? Continuing to watch here. 98, 97s. Nope, this one feels like it's going to fail. So let's just watch for a second. I don't need to do anything at the moment. I haven't been stopped out. I do have a stop in. I've got my finger on the flatten out key. So right into one again, but this one's just, yeah, there's aggressive selling into this one now. Now it's not even making it back to one out. I don't need that. Let's let that one go if it wants to set up a little bit better. And this is what I'm looking at, guys. And this is why I felt the need to get out of the trade. It's an unbroken downtrend. When you're looking at the 5-second chart, you're trying to spot local areas of support and resistance. And I'll submit to you, this is pretty clear resistance. So this is yelling at me, flat bottom break. And there it goes, right through the flat bottom. Man, read that like a book. Jeez Louise. Lower high, lower high, lower high, flat bottom, descending wedge pattern, down goes Fraser into FMFC. Limit down now into 90. Happy with that stop out. Not happy that we gave back a little bit, which was just very little based upon the trade that I had before. But yeah, wow. You can kind of see that brewing there, man. I wonder if I can train an algo to see it the way that I see it. You know what I mean? Like get these algos to trade in the sim while I'm on the show, while I'm out, doing something else. Come back at the end of the month, look at the P&L, right? See exactly what we got, and then run it in different markets too, right? Like hot markets, like days like this, the small caps are all biting, right? But like days like Monday and Tuesday, and then a couple of days last week too, and the pickings were slim. I kept saying that.
Yeah.
Running it in that environment and seeing how it trades, right?
That's fair.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Good trade, Bovin. TGHL, is this limit up? No, it's not limit up. I didn't even put on the ticker. Great trade, Bovin. TGHL into the day high, 135, showing 133s now. Great flat top break. You want to say through like a $1.15, $1.12. Good on you, Bovin, for having the compunction to take that out. I hope you print up multiple storms on that, my man. Keep me updated as to your view on TGHL. Joey.
All right, man. Good stuff. Yeah. Here it goes again one more time. So maybe this was enough liquidity to be absorbed, but you can see the difference within the price action, I should say. So you're on a nice move up here and some strong volume, but then you have this disastrous flush, but we're struggling, and I don't love the strength within this price action specifically. So yeah, and Scott Tomlinson, I agree. I like the individual that you were talking about here not too long ago. I can't remember. Yeah, Dan Niles. I like Dan Niles. But yeah, I do believe that's probably going to be the case considering you did go through a 45% pullback. All right. We can head over to those names once again. I know I've been talking about them a lot, but I think it's just so interesting to me. And when you go on these insane runs and then what happens. SK Hynix, I mean, we can't really, but DRAM. Right, so you're still DRAM putting in a red session with the gap up. I think there's a good opportunity. Still down 37%, but you always obviously want to keep an eye on what is under the hood, right? So overview, you head over to DRAM. There's some bonds involved, which most of them typically do have, and it's about 57% equity right here. Top holdings going to be SK Hynix from an equity standpoint, and Samsung, First America, SanDisk on there. Other assets and liabilities. Kioxa here holdings, and then Western Digital, Seagate, and a couple other names there, guys, in the smaller percentage of things, but the largest being SK Hynix and Samsung. The other day, I'm talking to my friend in our group chat, and he's like, yeah, he works for Azure, one of my best friends growing up. Anyways, he's like, yeah, just buy, in the chat, he said, just buy DRAM. And I go, Liban, you watch the Kospi? And he goes, no, man, I don't watch the Kospi. And I'm like, dude, how do you not watch the Kospi when the two largest holdings are? Anyways, we're a little back and forth, good chats and stuff with that. Yeah, man, we like having those conversations without any question, true. But anyways, we'll head back. Qualcomm, how's Netflix doing? Nothing crazy, man. Yeah,
down another 2.5.
Yeah, it's down here today. Applied Materials.
What would you say it's down year to date?
Year to date?
Yeah.
Oh, probably close to, I would say around 35%.
A little bit less, 30, 24.
24, okay, 10%. Yeah, so that's pretty. Yeah, I think that's a good opportunity, Ben Rays.
You know who the leading Mag 7 is year to date now?
Year to date?
It used to be Apple. It's not anymore. But
someone.
I bet you're not going to guess this.
It's a Mag 7?
Yeah, the leading Mag 7 on the year is what I mean.
Amazon.
Wrong.
Microsoft.
Wrong.
Okay, well, I keep going, man.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Yeah, so who did I Google?
Tesla.
Tesla?
Tesla's up 17.5%
on year to date?
Yeah. Look where January 1st was.
How was Google not up there?
Google is 12.9.
How was
exactly.
Tesla?
Look, year to date, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not.
It used to be Apple, was 20 something, it was like 22.
Was that even?
Gave up everything, obviously. NVIDIA 6 1/3. I know SpaceX is not a Mag 7, but I'm just gonna.
You can go up in the.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. It's Amazon, brother. Sorry. I
said
was like, Tesla's
Amazon
down 31% year to date.
Yeah, bro. What is going on here? I'm like, there's no way. Yeah. All right. Well, what do I? What do I get now?
I was looking at it because they're both right beside each other, so I was like,
oh my god.
My mistake.
And then Google has to be in second place.
Google's in second at 12.9.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. I was like, uh-oh.
I was like, how is that possible? I'm pretty sure Tesla wasn't.
Watch the Cosby.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. We forget.
FMFC's
people don't forget those shit.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Flush City on Apple on that 300 riot. Oh, Yannick. What's up, brother? Yeah, our boy Trapman in that as well, too. Zoom out and look at FCUV on the 30-minute with the EMA cross. Wicks are brutal, though. Yeah, man, I have my eyes on this one with the higher time frame. If you want to eliminate some of the noise, absolutely. We had that trend line break here, Adam, but no continuation, man. This is where that absolute disastrous candle stepped in, and we are on the backside of the trend, so we still have this wedge that's been forming and holding up. I don't know if I'm going to take any more attempts on this one. We still have some time left in the day, so let's be a little bit more patient. It's been a rinse city for me today. So, all right, let's send it over to the desk.
PSKY and WBD to the upside. When you hear these two names together, you usually assume it has to do with this merger, and in fact, it does. Wall Street Journal reporting that Gavin Newsom, governor of California, is expressing concerns about the state's antitrust lawsuit against Paramount. Now, we know that there was going to be that pause here for the merger for WBD and PSKY as they waited to evaluate the state of some of these suits. But if the governor of California is concerned about the suit, this could end up being a good look here for WBD and PSKY. Back to you.
Thank you very much. All right, yeah.
Have you seen this? Because just jogged my memory when Adair brought up Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
So this is, have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen this.
Okay, so this is Newsom right here.
Yep.
This is the 2028 Democratic presidential nominee odds on call sheet, right? So your boy Newsy over here, he had a 36% chance just in the fall to be the nominee. Now it's a dead heat, brother, between John Ossoff, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Gavin Newsom, all in kind of like within earshot of one another. I think that's probably within the margin of error, right? Like of that. So it's become like a very, very.
What did Gavin do in order to just fall out from the top of the?
There's a lot of stuff, you know, Joey. I mean, it could be him. It could be the ascension of the others. So. It should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, none of
freaking close. Right?
None of that matters because Donald Trump going to change regulation.
Bro, President Trump's been putting like Trump 2028 stuff on his Truth Social again. He was putting it last weekend. Stop, President Trump.
This guy,
stop.
It's happening, bro.
Yeah, he just like antagonizes everybody, bro.
Don't be rude. Man. Yeah, exactly. Tell me
how you really feel, Natalie.
Yeah, Crip.
I love it. Get it.
What is that? How does the corruption thing go again? Corruption is not bad. If I am not involved, I will fight it. I will fight it.
This is interesting here, man. This is the presidential, the Democratic presidential nominee for 28, man. You have the ascension of Ocasio-Cortez. I mean, she was polling at 6% around the time President Trump got pulled, and then she popped up to her all-time highs at almost 21%. That was, I think, just a few days ago, right? That was July 29th that she popped up. Now she's dropped a little bit here, Ocasio-Cortez, to about 14.8. But man, this is interesting. See New York file a lawsuit against Kalshi?
Yeah.
They want them out, right? So they're basically saying that they're breaching the state's gambling laws. That should be interesting. CNBC has a minority investment stake as well as a partnership in Culture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Hypercube, I get it, but that's interesting. FCHL top 151. Let's see what KC 526 is talking.
I'm not worried about any of those things, brother. Trust me.
Sorry, Joey.
Go ahead, man.
Here, brother. I just screwed up the charts over there. My mistake. I know. It's Windows SSE,
Oh.
We're going to blame Windows, right? All right, let's see what Case talk about FCHL. FCHL on the NQ. Halted to the upside. Upside? There we go. $1.40. Love it. Good call out, Case. Let's keep an eye out on this one. Top showing 166 halt price. 140 halt time. 101.05 current time. 101, it looks like 103, sorry. 103, we need something updating a little bit quicker. 103.44, 103.48. So we still have some time here. We'll see this one open up 106.05 at the earliest. So we'll keep tabs on that. That's it. We'll keep tabs on FCHL and we'll update you guys. Talk politics there, bro. And the chat just erupts.
Yeah, I love Scotty T, man. Trust me, that stuff.
Comments there, I love it.
I stopped watching a lot of news because
of
came to
that?
the realization
that
I can't do anything, and I get I get irked very easily.
I hear you.
Yeah, I get agitated very easily and annoyed very easily.
You get
as well,
from the politics?
Everything, really.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But that obviously doesn't help. Anyways.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, right? But it's like you don't even know these people, bro.
I don't know, but it's just the policy, right? So that's why. Well, that's exactly why, because I have no control over it. I just continue.
Good point.
I just continuously do what I do. Do you guys trust the uptrend in RCAT? It's a great question. Haven't heard about this name in quite some time. Yeah, I got you, glass half full.
The comments.
What happened? What happened? Tell them how you feel. Yeah, I just did, man. Mood.
I'm going to look at it right now. Let's try
RCAT. Well, let me pull up RCAT
Go ahead,
here and see what we got for our good friend here. Is the what uptrend? Look at the daily. No, I would say if there's anything, this was a gap up scenario, right? So, yeah, that's not looking too good there. What was the another one that? Do you guys trust the uptrend in RCAT? We went over that. No, I do not. Joe, tell us. I can tell Joe is not part. Yeah, I'm not part of any of that stuff, man. I live under a rock, and I'm happily where I stay. But yeah, all right. Let's figure out. There's a couple most likely team have monitoring anger management class. Okay.
You follow politics pretty closely, though, bro. Like you know what's going on all the time. Like,
what's that? I'm aware of it, but I just try not to. Well, I'm not aware of everything, but I see some things, and I just move on.
And I always tell you about stuff anyway. The next day, I'm always like bringing it up.
Yeah, like going on yeah, exactly, man. We just go hit the gym, do something. Other than that.
How's the shoulder?
It's getting better. Yeah, better, man.
Good,
yeah,
bro.
we did a little ice here.
Ice.
Vanilla ice there, and but no, there's a couple other names. I think it was
INHD halted up. Anybody who cares.
It halted up now?
Yeah, man. It's at like 21 and change, so 21.
Oh, all right. I think that thing is destined for the absolute disaster. Yeah, the something along those lines. I wonder what the market cap is on that bad boy.
I showed Luis my trade long on INHD. He's like calling me crazy, and then he did the beautiful thing that I love.
Yeah.
Any Spanish-speaking people that ja.
You did the ja.
I love that, man.
That's good.
Get it, my man, Luis. Luis says today,
Where's
guys,
he at, man?
I'm not trading now. But who won the bet? He says.
Oh, tell him not. Yeah. Tell him not him.
Cause I had. What did he have, Joey? I had 750.
He had 650.
You had 650.
Oh, there goes FCUV once again, ladies and gentlemen. This name looking like it wants to pick up a little bit of momentum. Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, it's just continuously not breaking down, right? And then, sure enough, if you're patient enough, you have these waves. If only the woodpecker cried here, and we held on this all the way up to $14. No one will get that reference. If someone does, then I will give you actually something special. So you go back and hear exactly what I'm saying, and you tell me exactly where it's from, and then there, congratulations, you won something. But here it is. 1428 was that prior rejection. I think we are, oh, you guys got it. Yay. All right, the first one in the chat. I'll do this. I'm very kind, right? Okay. So do you have, Sharif, have you been stealing all my pens, bro?
I don't even take any pens. I don't know when the last time I wrote anything down on this desk was, brother.
Do you have one over there?
I don't. Do you want me to
I got to remember the first individual. Yeah, I'm going to remember Basu games.
Brother?
Pardon?
Take a picture on the other
No. That's storage, my boy. Stuff's not cheap these days.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I love
I'm obviously joking.
Limit down, FMFC
I'll
73.
take a picture. I will take a picture of it because I don't have anything to write it down right now. But congratulations, Basu Games. I will tag you in the chat eventually, and I'll tell you actually what you have become the victor of. All right? Cool. There we go. Thank you.
Can I?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
All right. Invested. Joe, Sharif, you guys like how the longs are shaping up for Oracle, Tesla, and Meta. Might have got some good discounts yesterday. Let's have a look at all three. I'll do a couple of those, and then your boy Joey Opsh could look at the other. Let's start with ORCL, see what that bad boy is up to on the day and week. Just going to throw Oracle up there. Let's start with the weekly, as we try to always do. Sorry, guys, the charts are a little finicky. Oh, no, we're right at that key area of technical resistance or support, pardon me, that 120-ish area. That's where we are. That's where we found support back in April of 25. I'll submit to you that was tariff tantrum time. But look, it's looking like a flat bottom break here. Could even be a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, same area neckline, Randy, at in and around 120. Oracle looks like it might be destined here for $80, maybe even more, maybe $60. That's the area low from October of 22. You remember when your friend Biden was in power and the market sold off for all of 2022? Those were good times. But they actually were good times because if you bottom picked from there, how much are you in the money right now? Right? Randy's behind the screen here if anybody's wondering why I'm talking to myself. There's my man. Get it, Randy. So Oracle doesn't look good here. Just my opinion. It still doesn't have an uptrend. It's, in fact, a decided downtrend. So let's flip to the daily on ORCL because I don't like it. The daily doesn't look much better at all, quite frankly, and I would not be using these moving averages at all because they seem to cross over one another and nothing really is doing there. Tesla, I would just say, look, Tesla to me is more of a fundamental trade than a technical trade because Tesla just has so much potential to the upside if they can get it right, right? Tesla looks a lot better than Oracle. There's just no question about that. You have higher lows still intact ever since the January 2023 low when this thing hit $100. Who remembers that? I do. I remember that very, very vividly. So the higher lows are still intact on the weekly. You know, that 450 to 500, I would submit to you more about 450 because it spends very little time above 450 on the weekly. You can see that. It wicked up to 500 and never could do any better. I like Tesla over Oracle any day. You want to have a look at Meta for the OG there, Invested. I like that name.
All right, man.
How's Zuck and Company look over on your side of the screen there?
I'm trading at a discount right now. That's
Bring
what
it
we're
in,
looking at right now. When you're trading at a discount, right away, if you're at a discount, most likely the price action isn't going to be in your favor. Here it is, down 32% off the highs. Listen, man, there's a major structure right here. If this breaks, let's actually zoom out and head to a higher time frame and see what we got going on. I mean, this is, you're right back at levels of 2024, September of 2024. So, Sharif, in the span of a little bit more than 30 days, you back where you started 2 years ago. Let's see if this can hold up. Yeah, it can get disastrous. I don't think it's going to head down to 386. That's not going to be the nature of the beast. Maybe this is the opportunity in which it bounces. Listen, I'm a shareholder of this. I might dabble in a little bit more. I'll tell you my buys right now because full disclosure, that's what we got going on. 353. I like the look of Alphabet's JIP. We're going to add a little bit more into this position. We're going to add a little bit more into SpaceX down here at $100. I believe that's going to be incoming. Next week, next Tuesday is going to be the earnings report, guys. Don't forget about that.
People don't forget.
Some people forget, Sharif. That's why we're reminding them. And NVDA as well, too, some of the names that I'm going to be picking up here off of the lows. And I mean, at this point, I may as well add into my JPM trade because this has been an absolute monster of a performer for us, up about 0.75% on the intraday session. We were grabbing this at the lows. Listen, the banks are always going to win at the end of the day, so a good dip buying opportunity. I think so. Listen, if anybody's winning, Sharif, we talk about Google being the tech ETF. What about Amazon? I think Amazon should be in that conversation as well, too. Only 2%
it's
off.
the number one Mag 7 on the year.
Put some respect on that. From you know how we like joke about saying there's just so many components of Alphabet.
Zon too.
Zon too. So yeah, absolutely.
They've never shied away from diversifying. Never, and neither has.
Dude, they got into the pharmaceutical business.
Yeah, they'll hurt anybody they can get their hands on. Right? They'll disrupt anybody.
So shout out to Zooks, man. Those are going to be the big three. You thought Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole were the big three?
Don't even.
Huh?
I don't even want to go there mentally. Don't go there. We all know there's only one me. That's the correct answer as Kendrick gave us, and that's all I'm gonna say. It's just like that for those who know what I'm talking about.
Well, what I was getting at the big three AV players. We got Google, right? We got Waymo, Zooks, and then
Zooks.
I got it. No, but in all seriousness, name those are the three that have the most. Listen, we know what Waymo and Tesla is, but Zooks, I think, deserves to be that runner-up as well,
and
too.
the fact that they've kind of hitched their wagon to Amazon, in and of itself, gives them credibility because it gives them money. It gives them, access to chips. It gives them access to data. So I'm not hating on that.
And it's my listen. I know you guys despise it. Even Randy. What's Randy? He's busy. It's my favorite looking AV because it's different than everything else.
You don't like the robo-taxi, the golden
I do. I do like that. Where is that?
Cybercab.
Where's the Cybercab?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's all
Mass
over
production.
Austin, brother. It's all over Austin. Sorry, not the TikTok. The X videos that I'm seeing right now.
Okay, I like this.
But okay, hold on.
Yeah.
There's not too many though without steering wheels, just because I think they're testing out the platform first and foremost. So you got to have the steering wheel, and I don't think they have the authorization to do it. Like Zooks does. Zooks got that yesterday, that they can actually operate legally without steering wheel and pedals and all that good stuff there, though. But, Joey, I got to tell you, I think Tesla, probably because of the vertical integration, they have the most data. Yeah. They have the gigafactories to produce these en masse. I think they produce them cheaper than everybody else because they have experience producing.
It's not even a question.
I would throw my hat in the Tesla ring if I was to choose the autonomy. But I want to follow up here.
Dude, you know
with
where
the individual who asked me.
Tesla.
Pardon me?
You know where I stand with Tesla. I think it's going to dominate everything. That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I just believe that in the near future, no one's going to actually want to drive. Just hit the.
Well, yeah.
It's few and far between, man. We should do a poll. We have the power to do that. I know you got something up, so why don't we set a poll up, Sharif? I know you want to go over something. Actually, let me answer this.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll type it in the chat.
Somebody was asking about IBM. Look, IBM is in a bit of established range. It was on an uptrend, but then it broke, right? When they gave us that whole news that, things were not going to be as hunky-dory, especially with software. And then they had a massive correction, one of the biggest losses per day. So it's broken that trend. But the $200 support level is what it is. And it's not up a lot above that. It's $220. I like it at 200 and above 200. If it fails 200, I no longer like it, okay? That's kind of this is the weekly, by the way, for IBM. So that is the 200 exponential moving average on the weekly, not the daily. If you're looking at the daily, we're below the daily right now. So this is kind of what I want to show you there. And I wouldn't be trading off the daily on IBM or investing, off the daily. I'd certainly be looking at the weekly. I'd be picking it up at 200, maybe giving it to 190. So I'd risk $10 for a possible move back up into 300. But I think it's going to be a little bit of time here before some of the damage that was done to IBM can be recovered. We'll see. But it does have a bit of a downtrend. You can connect these area lows. All these area lows are lower than their predecessors. So that is a downtrend, whether we like it or not, even though it just made all-time highs back in November. I mean, it got into that 341 area, and now we're about $200 lower than that. So it is a tough, sorry, $100 lower than that. So it is a tough one there. But I still think that they really do have a good lead in quantum. FCHL is open case, and it might be looking to halt up at 155, showing 149 now. Limit up is 155, 154, excuse me. There's 155, but no halt parameter initiating there. So let's keep an eye here on FCHL. And as we do that, we are a quarter after 1.
Hold on, let's do this first. All right. So here it is, guys. Full AV available. Are you driving? Yes or no? Okay. So are you going to be driving if you have the ability to hop in an autonomous vehicle? Yes, if you want to continue to drive. No, if you're going to hop in the autonomous vehicle.
Get it, Joey.
All right, let's see what we got. We got 1 vote here so far. 2. We got people hopping in the AVs so far, Sharif. We'll keep this up for a couple of minutes. It's tied, a neck-and-neck race. Ooh. Okay, drivers starting to pick up space. No means you're going into the AV, ladies and gentlemen. No means I don't want to drive. I'm going to allow the robot to do it for me. Wow, okay. Really, really tight. Really neck and neck race. This is a cool poll, man.
Again?
31%, and I didn't even vote yet, too.
Neither did I. So what's what am I voting?
Okay, yes if you are you driving? Yes.
Oh,
if you're driving?
Yeah.
No, if you're
I want to have the option.
You want to have the option.
Yeah. But to be honest with you, if I had FSD and I lived where I may move, right?
Boom.
Every day.
Every day.
Without even question. I'd be putting on FSD every day.
Okay.
But at the same time, if I want to, operate the car or non-FSD, I'd like
you want to have the option.
Right?
Okay, so the option. So you're going the hybrid option, I think, which is a pretty good one. 55 say they're going to continue to drive. 45 of us saying no. I'm actually everyone who has FSD says it's amazing.
And the people that hate on it have never used it.
Yeah, exactly. So
or they're just lying.
I just think it's a big thing for commuters. All right. Anyways, we want to get into the news here. Let's fire things up there. Let's send it over to Sia.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I want to mention the FCUV as well. It's starting to curl back up. This is the bamboozler in chief that kind of lured everybody in through that break of 15 and a third, and it dropped all the way down to 11.5. But funny enough, look at the trend resume yet again on FCUV. But be careful with this one because we've seen what it can do before. So let me know when we're ready, Assassino. All right, let's send it over to Sia.
Apple is what we're starting the news segment with. Apple did report stronger than expected earnings, yes, and revenue for fiscal third quarter, which has been driven by a 22% increase in iPhone sales. But what we're looking at is that the company has issued weak guidance for the current period, also missed on iPad sales, citing quote-unquote supply constraints. The ticker is down 9.5% today. EPS at $1.91 adjusted versus $1.89 estimated. Revenue at $109.42 billion versus $108.65 billion estimated. iPhone revenue at $54.25 billion versus $53.86 billion estimated. Mac revenue $10.35 billion versus $8.74 billion estimated. iPad at $6.19 billion versus $6.92 billion estimated. Wearables revenue at $7.88 billion versus $7.82 billion estimated. Services revenue at $30.74 billion versus $31.22 billion estimated, and gross margin of 50.1%, but that's not comparable to analyst estimates of 47.9% due to the tariff rebates. That's what you need to be looking at. And Apple has said that the earnings included 11 cents per share from tariff rebates. So net income has climbed to $29.79 billion or $2.02 per share from $23.43 billion or $1.57 per share from a year ago. So cash currently stands at $146.52 billion. Also, another thing that we were discussing yesterday during the earnings was the China angle here. So yes, Apple did not do the worst in the China market, but also something to note for is that it has not also hiked China phone sales or prices either, whereas its competitors like Xiaomi, Vivo have hiked phone prices there as well. So that was a cool angle to look at as well. But yeah, Apple is down 9.5% here. And Adara, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's always a bit of a rough look when the highlights of this report have to do with those tariff-related benefits, right? Like we got that boost to gross margins because of tariffs. And I want to talk about the EPS beat because as you mentioned, there was that 11 cent or so benefit that had to do with tariff rebate. So they came in at 202. We were expecting here 188 to 189 per share. So if you get rid of that tariff benefit, they barely beat EPS estimates. They're really basically in line. So yeah, I think that the more you dive into this report, and I think that's the case, honestly, with a lot of Apple reports, it seems really good on its face, and then you dive in and there's a little bit of, rust and dirt, or maybe even, Snow White and the poison apple situation here with this AAPL situation. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate for Tim Cook. This is his final report as CEO. I don't think it's necessarily a great note for him to end on, but this is the one thing I do like. It gives John Turnus a lot to hopefully work with, and maybe he can pull out a great first quarter under his leadership. That'll be Q4 2026. He'll be reporting that. Usually it's around Halloween, the very end of October for AAPL. So I'd like to see what Turnus does, because I think Tim Cook generally did a great job as CEO. I'm not trying to talk about his overall legacy, but I'm saying it's kind of a rough note to end on when you've had such a strong legacy, when you've been there for so long, and your last earnings report is kind of meh. So I really want to see what Turnus and Co can do, and I'm sure it'll be something pretty cool.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get right down to this. So Europe is the primary growth driver here. China did well, and we've been talking a lot about how Apple rebounded very well for the iPhone 17 in China, but that's not where the majority of the money came from. $5.4 billion increase and a 35% bump on the European continent. That brought in about $15.4 billion year over year. As well as the rise. So that's the good news, right? We're recovering a little bit in Europe there. I think that probably says more about the European economic climate than maybe than Apple. But there is the one thing that really stands out to me is the rise of component costs, right? And that was actually mentioned for the first time on their 10Q when they had to disclose the actual risk factors. And this is the problem, because this is not getting better. Every time we look at what component costs are going to be, we see LTAs, long-term agreements, with higher and higher and higher strike prices. That creates trouble, right? So then you think, all right, well then how is Apple going to navigate the component problem? Well, I submit to you a lot of ways. One, they could possibly try to move into the Chinese market and get Chinese chips. I know the Democrats all up in arms, but the Democrats don't control anything in the government, nor do they control Apple, even if they were in the government. So that's one. Two, I think this Apple financing program could actually be a little bit more than meets the eye. Everybody's like, oh, you already do it through a firm. Oh, you already do it through Klarna and PayBright and everything else. Sure, you do that. But for everything other than the iPhone, you are paying a high rate of interest. I've seen up to 23% for certain MacBooks. That's not going to be the case if you finance it through Apple Upgrade, right? They have $150 billion in cash. And they're going to use some of that, obviously, to be able to kind of pad the financing. So you're going to probably be able to get it interest-free. That makes it more of attractive and an option than going through the interest route through your firms, your Klarnas, or your PayBrights. So I do like Apple taking that approach, trying to kind of, brunt the blow a little bit in terms of the cost, because they have no choice. They have to increase component costs. Otherwise, it eats into margins. So that's what I like. I like iPhone sales were up. I like the fact that MacBook sales were up. I wasn't a big fan of the iPad sales missing because they have a lot of new iPads. I thought that would move the needle a little bit. Obviously, I'm not very happy with the services segment missing by about $1 billion, but that has missed before and it has recovered. So I think maybe there were some elevated expectations with respect to services, but I also want to mention one thing. Apple Storage, which you can call it Apple Cloud, whatever, right? So there used to be a $4.99 plan.
Ooh, how much?
You know that's gone now.
How much is it now?
Minimum is $15. Have a look at this. So look at this. So,
dude,
you have to look at the phone.
I'm looking. Yeah, but bro, did I not mention the cloud with Apple
Check this
Cloud
out.
not too long ago?
Check this out, Joey.
Yeah.
So if I want to
storage is full, by the way.
I know that's exactly why, right? So I just wanted to show you this.
All right.
So say I want to upgrade my storage. Upgrade for how much? Look at that.
$12.99 now, my boy. 2 terabytes.
$12.99. There used to be a $4.99.
That's criminal activity, but
So
yeah.
they're kind of increasing it little by little, right?
Yeah, dude, listen, watch out for that, right? I've been mentioning, we've been pounding the table. These guys are going to be upping the price of cloud storage, in my opinion.
They already did, brother.
Yeah, but they're going to continue to do so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost threefold right there from $4.99.
It is threefold.
So
well said.
Yeah. Anyways, listen, Tim Cook out September 1st. Adair, I know you're saying it's not the best looking, but it's not horrible, right? We have to take into consideration that this guy took this company sitting at a $350 billion valuation up to $5 trillion. And just before the report, we were hovering around all-time highs. It sucks that it drops pretty quick, but I think he's leaving on a pretty high note. It would have been nice for it to continue to climb and make new all-time highs.
He's still going to have a lot of hand in the company, man.
Yeah, exactly. But he's just stepping down, right? Come September 1st. I think it's a great exit for him, regardless of what's going on. Listen, get into more details of what Sharif was mentioning not too long ago. Something that really stood out to me and what I've liked and I'm going to continue to like, 22% growth in iPhone sales. That's up from 19%. Yeah, iPad sales were down 6%, as Sharif was mentioning not too long ago. But across the board, listen, it's a temporary headwind, in my opinion, when it comes to supply and with the increase in memory storage, right? It's really affecting the price of the iPhones to the point where they have to pass that on to the consumer. I understand that. But
I'm surprised nobody said anything about AI.
It's like they set the bar low. They set the bar low.
Series pretty good.
They made their mistake before, right? Oh, Tim actually did. Timmy said they're happy about the early feedback on what they have going.
I didn't listen to your call because I was at work yesterday.
So he stated that he's like, we're happy about the early feedback within Siri.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
And I was
exactly
going to be a big critic because this is something that's been super bad for a long time.
Yeah. So Tim did state that he's happy about that. So things are looking good. And listen, whether it takes multiple quarters in order for us, which I do believe is going to be the case, I don't think it's going to be too crazy on the iPhone. I don't know how much hype there is around the 18. They haven't been talking about it too much because that comes out in September as well too, does it not, Sharif?
Yeah, and that's what I'm waiting for, the Fold.
The Fold, right? So that can add some as well too. So that can help this super cycle that we've already experienced from before. What is a super cycle? I think it was above double-digit growth here, and that's exactly what we got. It was 19% last quarter, 22% this quarter. I like it. Temporary headwind. Eventually, whether it takes multiple quarters, Apple will be on its very merry way, considering there is billions of iPhones in the hands of people. So, yeah.
We've been to Apple TV, our video for fun for all. Sorry, brother. I mean, we have a couple of opinions. I mean, what do you want us to say?
What about what?
He's like, the name of this channel should be changed to something about Apple TV Live, rolls eyes. All right, brother. Okay, take it easy there. Let's, I guess we're not sending it back, so someone is going there. All right. What are you looking at, Joseph? Options?
The same thing, man. I got the same nerve and the same thing cooking up here. Seriously, NVDA. Okay, that's good. Nice, Gaurav. You trimmed some out at 99s. I like that a lot, right? So 199.25. Boom. I think at this pace, we might have the ability to breach that 200. We were talking about the open interest sitting at this level. NVDA, 200 bucks. Bang, $65,000 contracts at that level, all right? So
are you seeing what's happening in Spain right now?
Yeah, we talked about it this morning,
So Italy just suspended that agreement, this area that they have with Italy. Italy suspended the agreement with Spain. It's called the Schengen Agreement or something like that.
So what are they saying? What are they saying? They're not allowing that anymore?
I think that they may send people to the border there to kind of patrol it so that...
okay, Italy sending people to the border, the coastline?
Not Shenzhen, Bigwig Energy. You were talking about the other side of the world.
Yeah, man.
Schengen Agreement, man. Schengen, yeah. I don't know if you saw some of the videos.
Yeah, I saw them, man. You know what? Yeah. It's funny. I was watching it in the corner of my eye. I was just hopping on the computer at nighttime. Just double stimulation, right? You get the cell phone going and the computer going in.
Dude, the videos were ridiculous.
Dude, I thought it was trees. I thought it was trees. I thought they were showing me a coastline with trees.
It was just like you can't see the end of the line.
Yeah, and then I looked,
just flooding in.
And I'm like, holy cow. My question is, like, where do they go? Like, where do these
send all these people?
The majority of them probably gonna get caught. Right? Like if you're just hovering around there, a lot of you, they're going to round them up.
Crazy.
And then who knows what that point, but it's going to fall upon the taxpayers' dime to ship them out of there. But the ones who do get free, where are they going? Like what is the game plan here? What do you do?
They're going to be like ICE style massive roundups. Like, what are we talking about here? This is like what the videos were ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But anyway, I can continue on with the news. Sia's not here, so we'll go ahead. We'll talk a little Amazon.
Yeah.
So let me pull up my Amazon notes here. So like right away, you know, they beat on Q2 revenue, $200.6 billion in revenue. That's ahead of the 196.2 expected. An eye-watering and not so big a deal, 575 EPS. You're not going to believe this, but the market was looking for $1.81. They printed 575. And you also have AWS growing at 37%. Beautiful look there. But let's not get too carried away here on EPS. There's a reason why it beat so big. And that's because of Anthropic. Shout out to Claude, man. $53.4 billion Anthropic gain heavily distorted the GAAP EPS. Without that, there would have been, they had a net income. I'll just give you the numbers in this way. Net income of $62.6 billion. Of that 62.6, 53.4 was related to Anthropic. Do the math there and figure it out on an earnings per share by dividing by the float. Super simple. I don't have the numbers there, but anybody can do that. Now, let's talk about their free cash flow. Most of these hyperscalers, it has either flattened out or swung negative. We talked about Google when they had it. We talked about, of course, Meta and their free cash flow. It is now negative $7.6 billion free cash flow. That is after having a record operating income of $27.5 billion, and they've increased their capex guidance now to the higher end of the range of $220 billion. There is a ridiculous amount of contract backlog, though, for AWS, RPOs, backlog, whatever terminology you want to use. But they have $496 billion of demand, Randy, that they don't have the data centers to meet. So insatiable is the demand for AI. And that's kind of what they're looking at there. It's a good problem to have, though, right? Randy, I love when he just gives me like the face signals because he's off camera. All right, so management disclosed that most of AWS's planned compute capacity for 2027 and almost all of 2028, believe it or not, is booked. So all of 27, almost all of 28, they can't offer you anything now unless they install something new, which is unbelievable. It, again, and a good problem to have, but maybe indications of some froth. Custom chips and Gen AI, Joey, I know you highlighted that in the morning. Who could hate the fact that Inferentia and Trainium are bringing $25 billion a pop? How about their Gen AI services now that they're hosting on AWS, also bringing in $25 billion a pop? Yes, so this is a good report, man. I think they deserve to be up big like they are, 15.16%.
It's a wonderful report. What else are we looking for when it comes to earnings growth? It's across the board. I mean, it's fantastic. Everything. Let's see what North Club said. You got a day from Neo, man. That's crazy.
Oh, let's just get him out, man. End it. Just he's gone. He done?
Yeah, he gone. That's crazy. Yeah, that's
brother,
crazy.
It's a lot faster. We can block you a lot faster than you can make a new Gmail account. Just think about that. Okay? It takes me one click. It's going to take you multiple steps. Even if you have a couple of burners, you go through those and they all get blocked. Then you're shit out of luck.
It was funny. He's watching our stream though. So I don't know. That's a crazy take.
Get it.
Oh yeah, thanks for the light bulb on that one. Shreve, I don't know. Where do you want me to start when it comes to this report?
Wherever you want.
It's across the board, just absolutely fantastic. You talk about the profit turning within the AI trading and stuff. You're starting to see an ROI within Amazon. Cloud growth. Oh, okay. 36%, 35% year over year, fantastic numbers. Zooks, oh yeah, in Austin, in Miami, so they're starting to expand over there. Oh, and did we forget that the e-commerce side of things is absolutely ripping it once again, and the things that we had issues with when it regards to the tariffs in China, when there's a lot of uncertainty looming around that neck of the woods, right? Because of the increase in costs, hurting margins on a lot of the more lower margin products. But yeah, throw that all aside. Across the board, it's absolutely fantastic. Shreve, RPO, what did you say in RPO? 400 and something billion?
$496 billion.
Oh, 90. I was going to say that's cute.
It jumped by $130 billion in a single quarter, not year over year.
A single quarter.
Sequentially.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was going to say that's cute, but it's a lot closer than what I was going to say because you know why? Google.
He wants $1 trillion.
514 to $18 billion in backlog. So for me, the following quarters, you're going to see some pretty solid growth within some of these cloud numbers because they can't meet the obligations, right? So at some point, things are just going to go through the roof.
Did you see who came in?
Yeah, he's the second time coming in, man. When is this guy ever going to say something nice? Hold on. Let me finish this. Let me finish what I'm about to say.
All right.
What kind of aroused do you get from this, my boy? Don't you feel better if you say something nice instead of just the consistent degrading is insane.
Should I read it or no?
Yeah, if you want to.
We're gonna have to read it, Joey.
All right.
10 in the chat for your boy, Big Smile Dot Verified. He verified himself, Joey. I love it. I got a poll for you. Does LJS?
Yeah.
If you don't know what that means, well, you'll have to hang around. Look more like the Temu Pitbull, Powder, or that kid on the playground always talking about space cars. Come on,
I don't know
bro.
what that means, man.
What do you mean, Big Spile? They're coming. They're coming fast and furious, Big Spile. What is that?
What was that?
Fabian, I couldn't even hear that, brother. I love it. Thank you, Big Spile, as always. And thanks for sticking with us, man. I know you're always chirping, Joey, but we love you, Big Spile. Jacka, $22.96, $5. Round 3 today. NVIDIA, this is for you, Joey.
Yeah.
NVIDIA, $200, August 30 calls. Another.
Attaboy.
$38,000 in profit.
Bro, this guy's made $200K today.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I like that, Fabian. That was great.
Wow, NVDA is going off.
Verified.
$200.
NVIDIA is ripping right now. It's up 2.5 almost.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Good
And
look there
FCUV is starting to pick up momentum once again.
It is, man. Watch out for that. Guys, the candle at 11:35, the high of which is 15.57, showing 15.33 now. Look for a 16 break and a hold, okay? This squeezes, it can go to 20, but you need to have the right setup. Otherwise, you'll suffer what those people on the 12:45 candle suffered from, which is a 15.34 high and an 11.37 low. There goes 16 options, man.
Yeah,
let's go to
crazy.
FCUV over here, see what this one is up to. $16. What do we got? 16.15. 16.15, 5-minute bar high. 77 and a third. Oh my
Holy cow.
1786 limit up.
Wow.
1786 limit up. Here comes 1733 options, man.
That is
Does this
crazy.
limit up? Oh my God. 1740 now.
Miss Funyun.
Unbelievable price action here, man. It's up 818%. This one could be a quadruple digit winner.
Wow.
Down goes Fraser into about 16.5. Let's look for a 15 hold here, guys. Right? 15 could be a good level here. We're going to continue to watch. I'm not jumping in quite yet. How are you seeing this, brother? What are you looking at there? On the
I'm looking at the thing. I appreciate you, Candle Stacks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Big love. Zion Lala saying boom. Shout out to Houston as well, too. You met Zion in Houston, right?
I didn't, man. We were supposed to hook up, him and I in Lovin. I ended up meeting with Texas Jet Fan because it was before the game. Those guys wanted to hang out after the game, but I had to make my way all the way back because I was flying out the next day.
As you would say, you had to schlep all the way.
I had to schlep, yeah. I like a little Yiddish here and there, you know. I don't even know. I have nobody Jewish in my family, but I've got a lot of Yiddish words that I like to employ from time to time.
Okay. Doing a bunch of covered calls on Amazon. Have done 1/3. We shall see if they get called away. Strike price expiration 828. Listen, man, you're going against a freight train right now. I just think it's only. I think it's only at some point that this thing by next week. Oh wow, this is an insane short. This is an insane short signal on NVDA all the way up here at $200. We're talking about that supply zone at that level once again. What's going on there?
Get it, Neil.
Neil, hitting that one. So let's pull up NVDL for one more time. Yeah, for sure. But anyways, big time signal, inverted hammer. Angry Wife, you were asking about topping tails. Well, I think this is a good one right here on NVDA, right at the high of the day. Let's see if we get a pullback and hold that level one more time. We might get a good opportunity to short. And the volume is supporting it as well, too, guys. So stars are slowly starting to align from a potential move back in here on NVDA.
God, there goes FCUV. We're taking prints here, guys. We're in at 59, showing 17 and change. It's taking out all my orders, looking for a hold of 16. It loses 16, I'm out. There's a bigger move into 17 and a quarter. Give me my money, man. Let's go, baby. We're holding here, 17.30. looking for a little bit more. Out the majority of the position, gonna set up now 1788. 1 second, 1788. It loses $0.50. I'm out now. Let's continue to watch. 1755 is the 1759, excuse me, is the high of the day. Let's see if this one is able to hold up, move back into 17s. Not quite able to yet, Joey. There's a seller here generally at 17. I think this one makes it up probably into 20, whether it does in a straight line or it likely looks like we're going to have to deal with some resistance here. So what I'm going to do is just take out some here, given that we are getting a lot closer to my entry. So let's move up the stop now. I'm going to go 16, 24, 6, and 16 all the way down for the last remaining amount. So we'll lose a little bit there if it does fail, but I do want to give it a little bit of room, and that's why I've kind of done that. So FCUV has been a beauty on the day. My second biggest winner after FMFC, that's the biggest winner there. Oh yeah, just continuing to watch here. So nothing for me to do at the moment really other than to wait to either get printed at around 18 or to get stopped out through the break of 16.25. I'll have to keep my finger, of course, on the flatten key lest this one turn around like it did earlier on. So it looks like the selling is coming in a little bit lower, Joey. I haven't seen 17s populate here on the ask in some time. So it looks like they're selling at lower and lower levels. We just popped up into the 90s and we didn't get a follow through. So I feel like this one is getting a lot of resistance at 17. I don't think it probably makes it through on the first account. And down goes Fraser into 1650. Does it bounce though? So continuing to watch that. Are you looking at this one or what?
No.
You think? No, you're not.
I'm in my own. I'm in La La Land right now.
All right, brother.
I was drinking some water. Just play out scenarios in your head.
Sometimes.
I do. It's consistent of what I got going on here. So the current scenario was me, exactly what I was going to do. It's a beautiful day outside. Was thinking about taking a little Hyoto Express over to Ossington.
Excellent.
Did you go to Ozfest last weekend?
I didn't,
already know the answer.
No,
but it was packed.
It was
dude.
really
I
good.
went
Yeah,
Friday,
you gotta tell me about that kind of stuff, man, because sometimes like I don't even follow.
You don't?
No, I
don't. Yeah, well, neither do I. I just get told these things and then I just show up. You know what I mean?
Like I just show up.
Yeah, man. I don't. Very minimal.
Man, CanFit. You know about the CanFit Pro conference? You know what CanFit is?
No.
Okay, it's like it's a fitness conference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on the 14th and 15th, man.
Dude,
it's at Metro Toronto Convention Center.
At some point, I don't know if it was over the weekend or during the week, but there's this. I know you don't like that stuff, but there's a big High Rocks event going on at the exhibition. I know you don't love that stuff, but still, it's good exercise. Listen,
sure.
I don't care what it is. Like if it physically tests you, then if it physically tests you, even mentally as well too. But there's a lot of people participating in this event over the weekend.
Bro, there's gonna be like almost 10,000 people at the CanFit conference, man. You get like a ton of free stuff. It's gonna run probably a few $100 in free samples. So it's it's a $300 ticket, but it's sick. I'm definitely gonna go. I haven't been in years, man. What's that? Sia's back. Okay, perfect. Should we send it back to Sia? Continue the news.
We did Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah. So if you want to go to the next one, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, we did it already. Yeah. No, we didn't do Reddit. So I thought you meant Reddit, like read the Amazon thing.
No. You read it. You get it? Did you read it?
I read Reddit.
Or have you read it?
Yeah. Let's send it up.
She has no idea what's going on.
I don't think
she likes it. Of course I do. That was such a bad joke. So, Reddit has reported its second quarter earnings as of yesterday. We did cover it in the late show. So now, earnings that have beat on top and bottom lines here. Yes, the company has issued guidance that has sailed past expectations. So let's take a look at what's going on here. EPS at $1.25 versus versus 95 cents that was expected. So there is an EPS beat here. Revenue, $805 million versus $730 million expected. Again, revenue beat as well. Sales for the second quarter have climbed 61% year over year from $500 million a year earlier. Net income has climbed to $253 million or $1.25 a share from $89 million or 45 cents a share in the previous year. Third quarter revenue now, projections are standing at $860 million to $870 million. Analysts had been expecting $828 million. Reddit has also said that the adjusted earnings this quarter will be between $385 million and $395 million. That is topping the Wall Street projections of $368 million. And Reddit's revenue has increased more than 60% for an 8th straight quarter as the company's ad business is continuing to benefit from overseas expansion, also a rush of new users, and continued improvements to online and ad engines. So not a bad look here for Reddit RDDT, but stock is down over 21.5% today. Yeah,
that's the look, Sia. That's the problem there. I'm not going to get into the report. I think Sia was quite succinct with how she did. But Assassino, this is what I want to show. This is AI overviews. And this, if you believe the CEO, is the reason their ad business is getting cannibalized, right? Because what it's doing is it's giving you what's being said in the subreddits, or I was going to call them Reddit forums, and it gives you the answer in AI overviews. So you need it go to the actual site, and that's the way they make money. That's the way they populate ads when you go on their platform. So Google is hurting them, right? Vis-a-vis these AI overviews. And let's just show this, Assassino. It's actually pretty good. What I asked it was, what is Trader TV? So it just gives you an entire thing right there, right? It hooks you to the video. It's a multimodal. There's text, there's video. Sometimes there's even pictures, right? And so if you're thinking, well, Sharif, why don't they just tell Google to shut off AI overviews? Well, the only way so far to actually shut off AI overviews with Google is to de-index yourself, is to remove yourself from the entire Google index. How could that possibly help them, right? They want people to go to Google and then to click the link on their site so that they can generate ad revenues. If they're not on the Google index, then nobody's going to click the link. Nobody's going to even know that they exist. So this is the problem. Google seems to be kind of simultaneously helping them because they're paying them for the licensing of their information, yet simultaneously hurting them at the same time by cannibalizing their ad sales. This is a big, big problem. It's a dichotomy I don't think they can solve quite easily.
No, I don't think so either. Hangry Wolf, I was telling you about that one. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Sia went over some of the good things. I'll touch on a couple more metrics here. Global revenue per user surged up 36% year over year. That's really good. And then we also have your daily active users up as well. Reddit reported 130 million daily active users in second quarter. That's up 18% from the year before. All right. So, I mean, the company's numbers are pretty good. Sharif, and I brought this up this morning. If you go through some of these tech IPOs, very few of them held up. And a matter of fact, one of them is really only above the issuing price, and that's going to be CoreWeave. If you go back to when Reddit IPO'd, it's still relatively well. It's still above that opening price. Took a hit here today, but it's been one of the better performing. I know I'm comparing apples to oranges at this point, but it hasn't been absolutely treacherous like some of these other tech plays like SpaceX and stuff like that. But they're still growing, double digits, 28% MAU. That's pretty good. And then also the revenue per individual on the website is up 36% as well too. So they're bringing a little bit of cash.
Should we just go through some of these supers there? I did think
we got a lot of supers
there. Jacka, $5, round 3. Okay, you already read that one. Okay, so got to that. Thank you very much. Then we got the one Uber Micro, $2 super chat. The Verge has been talking Google Zero for years.
I don't even know what that means.
Sorry, you don't have to super again. Have they been saying Google's going to zero for years, or Google's going to cause others to go to zero?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. Verge might be something.
We can't think Google's actually going to go to zero, right?
So. If the Google goes to zero, there's probably much bigger issues on the planet. By that time, you wouldn't even know what.
So tag us again, brother. You don't have to super chat again, but I do like the Verge, man. They have good tech stories. I love reading about tech, obviously. So. Industry shorthand for a world where Google keeps users inside its own walls. The latter. Other platforms who use Google for traffic are going to zero. Very interesting. And you know what? Look, this is a bit different than what you're saying. I see what you're saying here. But there is this growing consensus amongst business leaders that you don't want to put your bread and butter, your kind of IP, your business processes on a closed model, because the Anthropics, the OpenAI, the Geminis, they'll just take your business and then they'll compete with you and they'll run you out of town. So what a lot of people are doing now, believe it or not, they're going to the open weight model. Open weight model means that you can take the model and run it locally on your computer, and then you build an application layer on top of it, right? The open weight model, even though it may not be frontier, it does protect your intellectual property and your business know-how. So you're seeing a huge shift right now to open weight. The problem is the Chinese are the ones who are leading in open weight. We saw that with Kimi. Now, the good news is that NVIDIA is wise to this whole thing, and they've thrown their hat into the open source / open weight ring. I know they're not the same thing. I get that. But it's important that we have a competitor and response to the open source and open weight models that the Chinese have, because a lot of business leaders don't want to put their bread and butter on these closed source models. So that's my little spiel there. Anything you want to add before we send it back?
No.
Okay.
In regards to Google and ads, yeah, no, honestly, brother, I'm not worried at all.
Me?
XOM and CVX is what we're discussing now. So CVX, I'm just going to pull up the chart over here. So Chevron's net income has soared $12 billion, my apologies, which is nearly a 400% increase when you compare it to its $2.5 billion in the same period last year. Adjusted EPS at $6.06 per share, which has come 50 cents above Wall Street's expectations. CEO of the company, Mike Wirth, has also said that they're firing on all cylinders, which is good because the world needs it. He also said that the threat to oil supplies in the Middle East has expanded beyond the Strait of Hormuz at a time when global inventories are falling. Now let's take a look at XOM. So XOM is down close to 2% on the day. Posted its earnings with profits in the quarter at $14.5 billion, which is an increase from $7.1 billion a year ago. Adjusted EPS at $3.52, which has missed analyst expectations by 8 cents. CEO of the company, Darren Woods, has said that the miss was due to difficulties in the company's refining business, and it was challenging to forecast prices due to the disruption in global crude as well as production markets. So let's do a quick comparison here, shall we? Exxon earnings per share, $3.52 adjusted versus $3.60 expected. Exxon revenue at $116 billion versus $97.8 billion expected. Chevron earnings per share, $6.06 adjusted versus $5.56 expected. And Chevron revenue at $70 billion versus $62 billion that was expected. XOM that's down close to 2% on the day, and CVX that is up close to 2% on the day.
Yeah, I'm going to cover the XOM part. So they really got hit hard there with their upstream production, erased 10% of it. So the geopolitics obviously have a lot to do with that. It looks like they had a temporary loss of, as I said, 10%. Their integrated refiner model kind of cushioned the blow, but there was a record refining margins for them, but they couldn't really take advantage of that. Also, you got to look at the refining maintenance outages. So even though their energy production division earned about $5.5 billion, it did fall short a little bit of the 5.73 that was expected. Scheduled and unscheduled maintenance prevented them from fully capturing peak diesel. And then Permian Basin, as well as their Guyana production, those both hit record highs. They're getting about 1.8 million barrels of oil equivalent per day out of the Permian Basin. Concurrently, it looks like they're also they're about to restart, their Guyana FPSO site. So that's kind of all I have on that. Not much that I really cover on the oil game, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I would think we would be performing a little bit better considering, acceleration, top line, 2% top line growth in Q1. EPS was up 242%, which is good. But as for the performance of the stock, it's still down about 10% off the highs. Issues a $1.78 dividend as well. There's not much more I can really say about it. Is that I know Randy likes these plays. He likes XOM and CVX. For me, I like what he said this morning as well too. They're just a little bit too volatile with no steady appreciation, just lengthy consolidations. But one thing I will note, it's not horrible in regards to collecting a dividend because you have a $200 name and $1.78 divvy.
That's
not
bad
too bad at all. So yeah, that's all I have to say about CVX.
Send it back.
Oh, Let's take a look at GM. General Motors planning to launch its own in-vehicle artificial intelligence system that is better tailored for its customers this year. You have Anna Santos, who is the Director of Product Management of Voice as well as AI/machine learning at GM, has said that the new GM AI assistant is expected to be more integrated with the vehicle as well as its capabilities and telematics information than the company's recently launched Gemini AI assistant from Google. She has also said that, quote unquote, later this year, we will be launching a more deeply integrated native AI assistant that combines conversational AI with GM vehicle knowledge and OnStar intelligence to create those capabilities that go beyond what a general purpose assistant can do. As of last year, General Motors had announced the Gemini AI bot that would be launched this year in millions of 2022 model year vehicles and newer, followed by GM AI Assist. But here, there are no more additional details on the technology. Santos has also said that the new GM Assistant, which she declined to disclose a name for, will be able to better, quote unquote, understand the vehicle, the drive, and our customer needs, and make everyday ownership simpler. So now with Gemini, customers can speak naturally without memorizing any kind of commands, just like you're speaking to your friend or a human on the street or repeating context. It will also be the beginning to offer live sessions in which the bot will speak like I said, normal conversation or play games or trivia or 20 questions. It will also be able to control the same aspects of these GM vehicles, such as temperature and radio controls, but in general, operate like it would operate through a phone. So with that, you've GM levels currently, well, flat on the day.
See, I just don't understand why anyone would want to use this when you could use, Android Auto or Apple CarPlay and use the AI that comes on that. You have a ChatGPT app, you have a Gemini app, you have a Grok app. It's already built in, I guess, into the Teslas. But to me, it's just so you can take any car with Android Auto or Apple. I said Apple like Apple CarPlay, and just use the AI functions that come on top of it. To me, I guess it's cool for them that they have a native one and that's made within the company, but it just doesn't move the needle for me. So I think we're good on that because Joey's heading over to the other side. So let him set up, guys. Guys, it has been a day today in the market. My goodness. There was a lot moving. A lot of it gave it back up. There was a lot of volatility both ways. We finally had INHD unhalt from, I think, when was the last trading day on this? June 8th, guys, June 8th. It only took like almost 2 months. Today's the last day of July. So INHD, it didn't quite make it up to that $40 mark, but it did have a couple of great trades on that. We took about $4 to the long side like a psycho. FCUV has been fantastic as well. TGHL was, and then it wasn't. There was a lot going on today, but this is the one that ended up being calm the entire day. It never bamboozled you. So I wanted to leave you guys with this one going into the close. SOC continues to put higher highs and higher lows. It just had an initial area of resistance at 5, but once it cleared it, and never looked back with a 519 high. So SOC, the calm one in a day where there were a lot of storms. So I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. We'll see everybody bright and early back on Monday. We'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. I'm going to send you over to Neil, send you over to Joey. They're going to take you into the close. See you later, everybody.